Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Sports 56 traffic.
We have a right shoulder that's blocked on I-55 and Macklemore. That's I-55 and Macklemore. The car is on the right shoulder. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston. Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane. Here are Peter and Anthony with Sports 56 Mornings.
We have a right shoulder that's blocked, everybody.
Bad place to be, man.
We all of us, collectively, we have a right shoulder that is blocked as a society. And it's up to us to fix it. And hopefully we will. We'll find out in our next traffic whether we do or not. Welcome and good morning. That's the kind of excitement you're going to get throughout the day on Sports 56 Mornings with Pete and Sane. My name is Peter Edmiston, of course. Joined by Anthony Sane, who's the proud father of a new digital baby.
Yes.
Congratulations to everybody. I hope you got send all of your cards and diapers and digital diapers and whatever else you have.
Yeah, just send some money, and I can buy more stuff like diapers and glasses and bibs. And
do they have like digital currency in that game? Yes, you have to.
Oh yeah, of course.
To,
of course it's that. But yeah, I think I'm pretty out on it, though, because the baby can grow to be 1 year old.
Uh-huh.
And you got to, get him to, crawl and learn how to pull up on stuff. And then once it has his first birthday, the game's over.
Well, what's up with that?
And I don't think I'll be interested enough to keep that going.
Are you gonna birth another one?
I started another one yesterday, but I ain't gonna keep it going. I'm probably gonna stop playing. But you know how those games are, bro. Once you reach that point, it's like, okay, I've done enough now.
Well, you can't.
I saw this thing go from a.
Hey, Zane. Once you start that thing, you can't stop it. You've had the digital conception. You gotta.
I did the digital conception last night, but I gotta. Let me see where I'm at on that joint. I think I'm still in a zygote stage.
Well, I'm just saying, buddy, you can't do like a digital morning after pill. Or
yeah,
like that.
Actually, can. I can just delete the app and never happen.
Well, see, that's what you no. Can't do that. Come on, we're not gonna do that.
It's my body, my rights, man.
Your phone, your choice.
Yeah, my phone, my choice. Here's the. Let me see for the people watching on the stream.
Oh, look at that.
That's the little zygote. You can't really.
For those who don't know, Anthony Sane is playing this weird digital game where he's raising he's sort of growing a baby digitally from tiny little.
Here's baby number one,
cell.
the original. Hold on.
That's right. There's digital baby.
I named him Gabriel as well.
That's right. He's 6 days old.
He's 6 days old. And for the people who said he had never come into this world.
Yeah, that's right. He's adorable. Look at that. Look at that little rascal.
Yeah, let me check his diaper.
He's sort of. So that's what Sane's been doing. I hope you guys have been doing more productive things than that. But this is what happens, man. This is what happens for parents that are doing virtual school. You know, you got to deal with just how do you handle this? What do you do? While your kid's in school, what are you supposed to do? You can't just
start a digital baby. Yeah, start a digital baby.
You gotta play some weird, stupid game, and that's what Sane has chosen to do. So we're going to talk about
free
lots
time
of
on my hands, man.
Well, that's the thing. We're going to start. We're going to talk about a lot of weird and dumb games ourselves. As a matter of fact,
but involving real people.
That's right. Over the next 3 hours, so there's plenty of that going on in the world. If you want to join us, you can on the First Bank phone line at 360-8255, on the First Bank text line at 67129. And I have not reminded you in a while, but I need to, that if you have never joined the text team, you've got to do that before you can text us. but it's a very simple process. If you've never texted us before, all you have to do is text 56JOIN, 56JOIN, 56JOIN to 67129. Do it one time,
and
you're good. That's all you got to do. Once you do that, then you can save us as a contact, lock us in, you're good to go. Again, text 56JOIN to 67129. Once you do it one time. Oh boy, it's gonna be that kind of.
Yeah, it's one.
Then you're gonna be good to go. You're gonna be locked in. You're gonna be ready, and we're thankful for that. We're gonna talk to our buddy Dustin Starr coming up 9:00. We'll talk a little wrestling with Dustin Starr, including I'm gonna answer the question I posed last week about what is the most difficult. What are the moves that are the easiest and the most difficult to take in the ring from a wrestler's perspective? What's easiest and what's hardest? It might seem like some moves are hard, but they're actually very simple enough. And some moves that look simple might be really, really tough. That's why we're gonna talk to him. Dustin, of course, is a actual by God professional wrestler, among other things. So we'll talk to him about that. Obviously, on the show, we're going to talk about the world of sports, including the protests from the youngsters out there in Shelby County schools, unhappy with the decision by Superintendent Joris Ray not to allow them to play at this point. They're not happy about it, and so we're going to talk about that and about the protests that are going on. We're going to talk about what I think is it's hard to tell, honestly, in football anymore. In college football, what's really going on? We're going to talk about the University of Memphis and their latest disagreements with local media and the coverage of the COVID outbreak that seems to be going on over there. There's some disagreements, let's say, with all of that. We'll talk about the NBA. All NBA teams that are out, first, second, third teams. Yep. I saw somebody last night who said they should go all the way down to like the 100th team, and I agree with that.
Yeah, why not?
They should just keep going. Just keep going all the way down. Just rank everyone.
They should just do it until they get Dylan Brooks on the team. I don't care what they need to do. However many teams it takes.
That'd be like the fourth team,
the alpha team,
fifth team, at most. It would be like, and of course, checking into the game now for the Memphis Grizzlies is All-NBA 175th team member Marko Guduric, who is right. I think that's a great idea. I love that. I'm an All-NBA player. I'm on the 110th team, but I'm out there. That's right. I'm one of the top 750 players in the NBA.
Yep.
So we could think about that. We're going to talk about the first, second, third teams. And one of the issues I have with the entire operation. So we're going to do all of those things and probably even just a little bit more, quite honestly. So we mentioned if you want to join us, you can. You can do all those sorts of things, but you got to go through Zach first, and we have to welcome in to the program the man himself, who of course. Well, he's been deposed many, many times here on the show. We've tried to get all the information that we possibly can, but unfortunately, it hasn't helped him because he's now been dethroned from his princedom. His principality is now under siege. His mayoral status is gone. His solo deacon status is gone. Look upon his crumbling empire and weep.
Yeah.
And learn the lesson, which is you have to be honest with all of us. Lies of omission still count. But that being said, he is, of course, still so many things. He is the Marquis de Broccoli. Everyone knows that. He is the chief without beef. Everyone knows that. He is the Hefe of Covfefe, the Master P of Catastrophe. We all know these things.
I got a new one.
What else is he?
I got to tell the backstory before I unveil this new one.
Okay. Well, by all means.
No, go ahead. You can just get them all out the way, and then I'll tell my story. Then I'll throw this new one out there. I think Zach gonna stop talking. I think Zach gonna stop talking to me in the morning too, because every time we talk, I got a new story for him, a new story to tell based on something we talked about.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and throw it out there. So
Go ahead and throw it out there real fast.
So this morning we're coming in. We're having our early morning discussion that we have every morning before we start the show. I'm eating breakfast. I'm going back and forth. I got this extremely sweet tea from Dunkin' Donuts. So I went to go put some water in it because it was extremely sweet. So I'm watering it down. I see a commercial on TV about fudge M&Ms, which are a incredible product. Fudge M&Ms. You should go try them. They taste just like you're eating a fudge brownie. They're called fudge brownie M&Ms. Tastes just like you're eating a fudge brownie. So I said, "Hey Zach, have you had these fudge M&Ms?" And he says, "Nah, I don't eat chocolate."
Right.
So I'm like Zach, you just missing out on life, man. I mean, I get the vegetarian thing, I get all that, but man, you don't eat chocolate.
No, but chocolate's a caffeine thing. Religiously, you can't eat caffeine because chocolate's got caffeine in it.
All right. So I got two names for it. You just gave me another one. Just literally in the moment, you just gave me another name for it.
Well, good. That's creativity. That's how it's supposed to work.
He's the no caffeine fiend, and he's no M&M Slim. He's also the maven of clean shaven, the glutton of the wrong button, the lord of the wrong chord, the master of on-air disaster, the radio surgeon who might also be a virgin. He is, I don't know. He's many things and more. I'll let you take the risk.
Can't drink caffeine. Probably on the wrong screen.
Oh man. Hey, no sweets touch his lip. He's probably playing the wrong clip.
He is all those things. Oh yeah, did I mention he's the Duke of the Cuke? He's the Duke of the Cucumber. That's right. Or the Duke of the Zook. Either way you want to go.
Also,
you can go.
What's the one that golly, man. Oh God, what is it?
You talking about? You talking about the Viceroy of Bok Choy?
Yeah,
the Viceroy of Bok Choy, ladies and gentlemen, he is the one and only. And
he's known for putting jackfruit moves on people all over.
He's a jackfruit move. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Zach.
He's on the phone right now, man.
He's chatting with somebody.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's
on the
going
bat phone.
Zach, how you doing? How's the bat phone?
We're good.
I guarantee you, I know
sure?
what they call it.
Yeah.
You sure?
I guarantee you, I know.
No,
what
you
they call
don't.
it.
No,
I
you don't.
100% know what it's about.
What is it about?
No, you don't. You don't know.
Okay.
No, you don't.
You know what I'm
Don't
saying. So I ain't gonna say.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Don't. And this is one of those when I say literally don't say.
Yeah,
I'm not like being. I'm not joking about
Yeah,
that.
I know.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
Don't say.
I ain't saying.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah.
All right. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. All right. Texter wants to know what's Sane gonna do when that baby comes out white. The
Actually,
baby's sort of.
Well, the first baby was white. By default, the child is white on there. That's by default. Number
part of the white privilege.
Right.
There.
the default baby on there is white. Once that first baby was born, I gained 2 DNA points that I could use for various for future babies. For future babies, I gained DNA points.
So you can't have a non-white baby until you birth a white baby.
Right, you have to birth the white baby first, and then with my DNA points, I can make my next baby black, and I can have the baby with black hair because the brown hair is too light for a black child. So I had to get black hair. So this zygote I got.
So you have to at least bring one white baby into the world.
Yeah, you got to bring one white baby into the world. So I'm saying this white baby is light skinned because it can pass for light skin. But my next baby, I
was good. I just gonna say you sent me the pictures. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is a white baby. But, I don't really want to.
Yeah, might be,
maybe it's extremely light skinned.
Well,
I'm not sure.
Mike Conley's baby look very Caucasian as well. So certainly mixed baby. It's possible. So we're gonna say this baby is biracial. But
that's right.
This next one is gonna be good and brown with black hair. If I decide to continue to groom this zygote,
birth these digital babies.
Yeah.
Do you get more DNA points when you have more kids? You can make them darker and darker as you go on.
You got white, white-ish, and black. And I
You
guess
don't have,
white.
like,
I guess
shades of black. You don't have
nuh-uh.
like light skin.
No, this
medium
baby
skin,
gonna be
dark skin,
straight
that kind of
chocolate. It's gonna be a little chocolate baby.
thing? Okay. Well, good. Congratulations.
But I don't know if I'm gonna keep it going though. I might.
Okay. Well, like I said, man, just think hard about that decision. It's a big decision.
All babies matter.
That's all babies matter indeed. All right. So as we mentioned, we have a I don't the whole the football thing around locally, nationally, college, high school, stuff. There's just so much animosity. I guess at this point is the term I would use for what's going on around it's confusing. The Big Ten is returning, but it's like the way it's returning is very confusing. Shelby County schools cannot play, which is confusing to those youngsters who put on a protest yesterday outside of the Shelby County School headquarters, the Board of Education building over there. By
Props to
Liberty
those
Hill.
kids too, man. Did you watch the video? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't agree with everything they're saying, but the fact that those kids had an organized protest where all the, well, not all, of course, but several high school football players wearing their school colors came out and had a peaceful, organized protest in front of the school. They made clear points, you know. I mean, they weren't out there acting a fool, and yeah, I was surprised by those. Props to those kids, man. Like legit.
No, absolutely. I think it's not easy to do that.
Yeah.
It's not easy to jump out there with so many media and other folks that are out there. They did make good points. The kid from Kirby, Caleb Olmo, I thought was
He seemed to be the leader of it. He made himself the
Yeah,
leader.
he kind of organized the thing. Apparently, he seems like he knows what's going on. He's got a bright future. Putting things like this together, that's a great lesson to learn. And I understand, from his vantage point, and he and a lot of the other players kept talking about how they feel led on. They feel like their feelings have been played with. They feel like they've been lied to. They feel like they've been deceived. They didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on them. I mean, which is understandable. They were in a situation where they thought this was going to work out. They were led to believe that they were going to be able to play. They were led to believe this was going to be okay. They look around. They see the municipalities playing. They see the private schools playing. They see other districts all around basically every other district in the state playing, and they can't. And that to them is very frustrating and baffling. And I can totally get it. That is frustrating. It is baffling. You only get one senior season for these players. This isn't college where you could get another season and kind of do some extra studies and that kind of thing. You could have a redshirt year and all that. You don't have a redshirt year in high school.
Right.
You don't go back. So I get it. Particularly for the seniors. It's brutal for them, and I feel really, really badly for them.
Right.
So I thought that the protest from that standpoint was effective, and I totally get where they're coming from. It's a complicated thing though, because I don't think the answer to that necessarily is to just immediately play football. I don't think that's. I think the messaging from Shelby County Schools has been muddled on this front. On this front, I think I think honestly, I don't have an issue really with the way that the virtual school and all. I think that's been handled about as well as it can be handled. I mean, you can't. I don't know. Like, to me, they've set some pretty clear goals about they want levels of transmission that are in the single digit new cases per day for like 14 days. Like, that's a lot. They're nowhere close, and we're nowhere close. We haven't been close. That hadn't happened. So they set that standard, and that's understandable. The problem is, of course, that there were so many inconsistencies throughout the rest of the region and the area that make that muddled.
Yeah.
And when you have the municipalities not doing, when you have totally different approaches from the private schools when they're carved out of it, when you have other things like that. Yeah,
it's hard. It's tough, man.
It's unfair, and it's I can certainly sympathize with them for where they're coming from.
And after listening to these kids talk and just really chewing on it and talking to some coaches and just talking to people involved in it, and I've been the biggest person saying I hate what college football is doing or whatever. But this just seems a lot more pure and genuine and like natural than what I see in college football. And I'm really about to take an about face on this whole thing. I'm known as being someone who doesn't mind changing his mind and doesn't mind getting more information and reshaping my thoughts based on that information. And right now, today, like just sitting here thinking, is even now as I think about it, I empathize with these kids, and here's my whole thing. I'm not against the safety element of it at all. But I think the way that it was handled wasn't handled the best way. I don't think it was handled correctly at all. I think that, but then here's another thing people are saying too. Well, he should have just told them at the beginning of the year, if you want to play sports, transfer to another school. These kids can't transfer to these schools that are playing. You know what I mean? Most of these, you got private schools, you got MUSs. They can't get into those schools, and they wouldn't do well in the culture of some of these schools that are actually playing football. You understand what I'm saying? So that's something that's easier said than done. And like I feel like the kids have kind of been led on because point blank, schools get paid and people are able to get paid based on who's enrolled at the school, the number of kids that are there. And I think that if you're telling thousands of kids who play sports that you can go to another school, I think that you're killing your bottom line for SES. And I think that's 100% what happened. I think that he didn't urge them to go somewhere else because he didn't want to lose those numbers as far as kids are concerned. So it's now people are like, okay, I feel like you use us as pawns to get your thing across, but you pretty much made us surrender our football season or our sports seasons altogether. And I'm sitting here now and I'm thinking, man, okay, like if these kids are going to school virtually, if they're at home, and they're virtual or whatever, the only interaction they're going to have with each other would be when they're playing sports or when they're practicing with each other, which is almost like a bubble environment. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, now it's different in college where these kids are all on campus, they're all running around, they're going to class every day, or even in a school where they're going to class every day. So I'm thinking to myself, yeah, the default thing to say is, well, if they're not going to school, if it's not safe for them to be in class every day, it's not safe for them to play sports. Now I'm thinking, crap, if they're not interacting, and the only interaction they have is when they're practicing and when they're playing against each other, isn't that safer than going to school every day? And that's just kind of where I'm at, man. I mean, it's I don't know, man.
I'll tell you what. We'll take a break. We'll talk about it because there's more to it. We need to. Yeah. But there's more to it. But yeah, this is why it's a challenging issue.
Yeah.
This is why it's a difficult issue for everybody. So we'll talk about it again on the other side of the Family Leisure Studios. Pete and Sane with you. Zach on the ones and twos. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96, 187.7.
Check out Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 96.1 FM and 87.7 FM.
Golfers, it's time to tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Introducing TaylorMade's brand new P-Series irons. Check out the P7 MB and P7 MC, both made with a perfect combination of performance, feel, and hint of forgiveness. And the new P7 70 is designed to leverage TaylorMade's forged hollow body construction to pack as much distance and forgiveness you can find in one club. Come in today and get custom fit for the P-Series performance irons and find your right fit. Edwin Watts Golf, serving golfers since 1968, home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai. There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levy Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
O'Reilly. This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines, Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, recruiting. Hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
Sports 56 traffic.
We have a car blocking the right shoulder of I-55 and Macklemore. Also, we have a crash on Norris Road at I-240. And so that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
You can look, but you can't touch. You keep dreaming on the stars above.
Okay.
I see you, Zach.
Something in your eyes lets me see right through you.
What?
There's no mystery. What's on your mind?
By the way, the U.S. Open is underway. In case you are wondering, it's very weird with mid-September and the U.S. Open's underway. But guess what? Welcome to 2020, the year that is a total disaster in every way, shape, or form. This should be around Father's Day. Instead, it is now. But it is happening over Winged Foot in Mamaroneck, New York. It is an extremely difficult golf course. Brutal. The rough is so high that you can fit an entire, one of those big, tall energy drink cans that you get like at the gas station.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Sane?
Yeah.
You with me?
Energy drinks, yeah.
Uh-huh. You could pop that thing in the rough.
I got Jarvis Greer
sit it
texting me,
down.
but Jarvis is about to break this whole thing open. Go ahead.
Well, you tell Jarvis to hold on. You tell if he wants to talk during the show, he can call in. That's no problem. You text him during the middle of the show. You don't text him in the middle of his sports report, do you?
Actually, I do.
Well, he's not looking at his phone.
No, he ain't got his phone.
Report, so no, that's maybe there's lessons to be learned. Anyway, the giant energy can, you can drop it right in the rough, and it's so thick that it just disappears. Like you could hide a giant tall boy of energy in that rough, and you couldn't see it. So how are you gonna find a little golf ball? That's why it's really, really tough out there for those guys. Tyrell Hatton is your leader right now. Another a leader in the clubhouse of guys who think.
Hold on.
Yeah, you think he looks one way, and he definitely does not look the way that you think he looks.
When you said that day, I instantly went to Twitter.
That's what I said. Tyrell Hatton. He does not look the way you think he looks. Let me go ahead and just cut you off before you start searching. You're going to be disappointed when you find what he looks like. He is an Englishman. He looks English.
Man, when you said Tyrell's, brother, I was looking like, hey, I'm going to tune in.
Tyrell's until the No, it's not. I think he pronounces it Terrell, but that's either way. That's still
either way. Tyrell and Terrell.
If you said Terrell Hatton, like what is he? The defensive back playing for who? No. It's Terrell Hatton is your leader. 2 under par.
I perked up.
I know you. I saw immediately. I was like, oh, Saints head popped right up. Terrell's in the lead. I'm gonna stop you.
Are you?
You're gonna be disappointed when you see what happens.
Are you sure about the scoreboard, Peter? Because I'm getting.
Don't look on ESPN. Don't look on ESPN.
I'm like, we three holes in. No. And we 50 shots under.
Yeah, no. ESPN's having a meltdown. You got to look on the U.S. Open. I'm on the U.S. Open website itself. I'm actually watching. They got the video going right now. Tiger is on the course, so you can.
Yes,
watch,
sir.
The Tiger play. He is he's through one hole right now, even par. He parred the first. Justin Thomas birdied the first. He's among those at 1 under par. Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, a few people 1 shot behind Terrell Hatton, who's the leader at 2 under par. But yeah, a lot of people already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over par. And Jordan Spieth, one of them. Spieth off the tee on the second hole lost the ball, just lost it. Had to take a cart, go all the way back to the tee box and fire off again with a 2-stroke penalty. So that's probably not something he's real happy about. He's going to double bogey the second hole, I think, and end up at 3 over par.
Yeah, man,
that's probably not really good.
I was ready for Tyrell versus Tiger. I was ready for it. Now I don't really care if they ever play each other. So, yeah.
Tyrell Hatton. All right, so you were talking about the what you consider to be sort of a bubble.
Well, it's not I'm not saying it's clearly not a bubble, bro. But I'm saying wouldn't SES be safer in essence than even the schools that are open going to school if all they're doing is playing sports together, if they're virtual but they're still playing sports? Because and I understand they're going home. I mean, but it's still safer than these kids being in a school building all day long and then playing sports, which is what the other schools are doing, right?
No. I think that's the whether or not it's safer is not, to me, the point of the whole exercise, though. The point of the exercise is that it's supposed to be an extracurricular activity.
Right.
And so if you don't have the curricular activities going on in school, then you can't have the extracurricular activities. And that's true of everybody. I don't think anybody, if you're not in school, then, you don't need to be playing those sorts of sports. I mean, if you deemed it to be unsafe to be able to congregate in that school setting, then the same should be true for what is theoretically a more dangerous activity of hitting each other and being near each other and breathing. When you're standing on the offensive and defensive lines, you're right next to each other, just breathing. All that constantly. Locker rooms, facilities, all that stuff. I read a piece by Chris Vanini yesterday about SMU and about how they're trying to deal with it, and they've just abandoned their locker room altogether. They all just are in a concourse in the stadium. They just throw their pads out in the middle of the just giant open area. And they just have to change just in the middle of, and then they say they did the whole thing so that no one would ever want to be in the locker room area. They're designing it to be just out, throw your pads in the middle of the concourse, change, get dressed, and get out of there, because they don't want any kind of enclosed area anywhere like that.
Right.
And you don't have facilities like that. You don't have the ability to do that at any of these county school areas. You don't have that. And we've seen a lot of colleges who have a lot more access to a lot more equipment and safety measures and everything else, and they're dealing with tons of outbreaks. A lot more testing. All that. I mean, what's the testing policy? What's the there's none of that. So, I think it's extremely unfair to the kids that this is the way that it's happened. It's extremely unfair to all of us that all of us have been robbed of various things that we should be able to do. But if your blame is on mask ordinances, if your blame is on safety measures, then your blame is wrongly aimed, in my mind.
Right.
The blame should be on the terrible response from governments up and down the from local. Local has sucked. State has sucked. Federal has sucked. It's been a recipe in how not to do something. No coordination, no plan, no nothing. And we knew it was going to happen months ago, and it has happened. And if you want to blame somebody or you want to blame a particular thing, blame that rather than trying to fight against ordinances and things like that, and mask mandates and all that are common sense measures to keep people safe.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks that we have to be there. If we had handled our business and taken care of it months ago, we would be in a much better position as it pertains to case spread around the area, so you wouldn't have as much of an issue with it as you do. So that's just, that's on all of us.
Yeah.
We all failed these kids.
We all dropped the ball, yeah.
We all dropped the ball. Everyone failed these kids.
That's for sure. That's for sure. But here's, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm totally empathetic towards these kids right now. And I get all of that. But I still think the fact that these kids aren't going to school every day and that the only interaction they're having is when they're practicing and playing football with each other, I still think that's still safer than the alternative that you see at the schools that are full-blown open every day and playing sports.
Yeah, but that's not the measure. That's not the point. That may be safer, quote unquote, but that's not the measure. You're not the.
But how can you expect the kids?
Football?
How can you expect the kids not to want to get out there and play though, man? I mean, that's when they're seeing.
I don't expect. I expect them to want to play.
Mm-hmm.
I expect them to want to do lots of things, but that doesn't mean that we have to let them do it. There's safer ways to. Have kids drink underage. There's safer ways to have kids do all kinds of stuff.
But no, but
that doesn't mean that we should. That doesn't mean that
you're talking about.
But I'm saying that I totally get it.
You're talking about inner city kids, right? Whose parents are getting up, going to work in some warehouse every day, where there's hundreds of people piled on top of each other. But we're telling those kids, no, it's unsafe for you guys to go out there and play football. It's unsafe for y'all to do whatever. These aren't kids at MUS, at CBU, or wherever. These aren't kids who have rich parents who are sitting at home feeding them smoothies all day while they're doing virtual class. These kids, a lot of these kids are at home by themselves while their parents are working in a warehouse somewhere doing virtual school. So they see the hypocrisy of that too, where look, the world is going on outside every day, but you're playing safety with us as far as football is concerned. That's another factor that's there as well. And then when talking to not talking to these kids, but hearing these kids talk, and being reminded of some of the things that sports are providing for those inner city kids, I understand why they're willing to risk it all, man. And you know what I mean? And it's like, and I get it. I get what you're saying, and I get everybody's failed those kids, but it's like it's totally unfair to kids who are in the inner city who are watching kids that are in the more privileged schools. They're getting to play a sport, and the benefits that they get it from playing in the inner city aren't even the same. The kids in the suburbs might not even care about those things that those kids get. You know what I mean? Those kids might not care that their coach is like dad to them, or, or getting up and driving to Germantown to play Germantown may be the highlight of their day because they're not in the hood for that night or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of things. Cause bro, I got a youth mentoring background, so that's all. I'm gonna look at it always through those type of eyes. So I'm totally empathetic about the kids. And I don't like the way that SC handled it that it felt like they were being dragged on and led on to have some type of possibility to play. I think that they should have canceled everything in the beginning of the school year and let the kids know we'll never, as long as we're virtual, we won't play football, and we plan on being virtual probably the whole year. So I think they should have let those kids know that a long time ago.
Well,
but I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. But I'm also extremely.
I think
kids, right?
this is the thing. We're all. I don't know. I don't know how you can have a heart and not be feel sorry for these kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful. I mean, it's an awful situation.
Right.
And I can't. I can't emphasize it enough. It's just. I don't know, man. To me, it's. We have to all look at ourselves and figure out why we're in this position.
Yeah, everybody, all people,
everybody,
involved, yeah.
All of us, because we've all failed these kids. But in my mind, two wrongs don't make a right. And as much as I have sympathy and, I come from a youth mentoring background myself.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, and I worked with a lot of kids in a lot of tough situations.
Yeah.
As I was growing up, and I saw it, and it opened my eyes to a whole different world that I was unaware of.
Oh yeah, man. Have you up all night?
Yeah, it breaks your heart, man. It's just a lot of great people that are in some awful situations that they had no control over, and it's so I totally. I'm glad that you brought that up, saying, and that's a really important thing for all of us to think about in the middle of this. But I also can't, in good conscience, say that as much as I wish these kids could play football, I can't allow, to me, that to be the fact that there isn't a social structure or a better structure around these kids. I can't allow that to endanger some of those kids who, let's say their parents do work at the distributing one of the warehouses or whatever, and they come in and they inadvertently get the kid, they pass COVID to the kid inadvertently. That's very easy to do. It happens all the time.
Sure, but let me go to what the text is saying. But listen to what I'm saying.
And then,
this
but hold on, but
go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm just saying. So if they pass COVID, let's just say hypothetically, like they whatever, that's entirely possible. Those kids are virtual. If they're virtual, they're not passing it amongst the team. But if they are not virtual, if they go to go and go play football, then inadvertently now you are keeping the spread going by playing football and by doing that. And as much as the structure that they need in their lives is vital, and I get it, and it sucks for them just from a competitive standpoint and from a scholarship standpoint, everything, it sucks. But I can't also endorse a potential spreading event like that in order to open that door. I just can't. I don't think that's the right thing to do. It's not fair. And what if somebody's mom or grandma gets it as a result of that and ends up in the hospital or dead? You can't. You just can't. You can't. You can't play with that. And that's entirely possible.
Let me go to the text. What someone said. They're saying, I think that's the whole point, Anthony. These kids have parents who are going out in the public, and they could bring a virus home to their kids. And hold on, it's just refreshing in the middle of me talking. And their kids could take it out and spread it to other kids on the playing field. True. I understand how COVID-19 works. I'm aware of that. This is saying your point actually points to a huge societal problem that we shouldn't hold sports accountable to fix. Another guy says SCS is a total joke. The kids are learning nothing right now remotely. They should be in school in a minimum 2 to 3 days a week and allowed to play sports. Come on. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back to the first text. First text said again, I think that's the whole point. These kids have parents who are going out in the public, and they could be bringing the virus home to their kids, and their kids could take it and spread it to other kids on the playing field. True. That's 100% true. But the point that bothers me about this and the way that these kids see it is, yes, that's true. But these kids aren't going to school. SCS is all virtual, period. They're not going to school at all. They're watching kids across the street who live in privileged situations who are in school every day, and they're interacting with their parents just like they are, and could be bringing the same thing to the school, and they're actually playing football, which makes even less sense to me than the people who are kids who are at home virtually every day. Yes, those kids can take it home, but these other kids are doing the exact same thing, and this can offend whoever it offends. But a lot of these kids who are in these privileged schools are also the people who are standing in front of city halls talking about you're taking our rights to make us wear a mask. Those are some of the same parents. You know what I mean? Just being honest, bro. Like, the people who live in these rich neighborhoods, they're the ones that are crying that their rights are being taken by wearing masks, and they're supporting people who push these agendas that COVID-19 is fake, and that's part of the reason why they were so bullheaded about having school anyway, in the same pandemic environment that these inner city kids are in. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's what frustrates me as well, is that these kids who. Because that kid that goes to Mitchell kid who goes to whatever school, his parents are doing whatever they can not to get sick, or going to work sick to keep making money, or drawing unemployment, or waiting on a stimulus check and these type of things. And
they have no option. They have to do
I'm just saying it's crap. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, I talked to some friends of mine who work in warehouse environments. So I was like, well, do they give y'all PPE or whatever? It's like, nah. They tell us we can bring our own. And this guy says that somebody was there basically wearing mittens and like wintertime gloves, and I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Like, it is crazy, bro. And like, I just think that if sure, like these kids playing football, I understand the fact that these kids are playing football is not safe, but you can't tell me that what the kids who are in the schools or in the municipal districts, you can't tell me that's more. You can't tell me that's not more dangerous. They are. It is, because they're going to school every day and they're playing football. These kids who are virtual, if they played football, it would be safer than what Collierville and what MUS and whatever it's doing. Like you can't.
Collierville's not playing.
Yeah, they didn't shut it down.
They had their
because they
outbreak
bullheaded and they just said we going to school. We going to school every day. We gonna play football. You know this China virus. We just gonna keep doing what we're doing. And,
hey,
you know what I mean?
I mean, as far as that goes, you're not young. I mean, you're not going to get any argument from me about the.
I didn't know I was this passionate about this, but after hearing those kids talk, man, it really made me take an about face.
We'll talk about it more when we return about what this means, and we'll take your text at 67129. We'll discuss all those things when we return here on Sports 56 Mornings, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 96.1 87.7.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Family Leisure's done it again. We're talking about the world's biggest spa sale. Up to 30% off on spas and swim spas. Choose from hundreds of different spas from multiple manufacturers. There is special financing available, and if you are in the market, special pricing now as summer starts to dwindle on chemicals and accessories. Always professional delivery available. The spas are going crazy at Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Did you know that Metamucil's available in packets, capsules, and fiber thins? Buy them today at Walmart and Walmart.com.
Hi, I'm Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Five-Ash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Five-Ash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Have you dreamed of owning a car that starts every time when you turn the key? A used car that looks good and doesn't break down when you go somewhere? Call 901-380-5800. Victory Auto Sales now. Do you want a car that doesn't come with a set of jumper cables in the front seat? Do you want a car that gets good gas mileage and really is reliable transportation? Call 901-380-5800. Victory Auto Sales now, or check out the website at victoryauto.org. Call or visit Victory Auto Sales at 4885 Elmore, just off Covington Pike now, for a car you can afford and financing that doesn't take your whole paycheck. When you call Victory Auto Sales at 380-5800, you can throw away the jumper cables. When you buy a car from Victory Auto Sales, the tow truck driver will no longer be your best friend. Call Victory Auto Sales now, 901-380-5800, for a car that really is reliable transportation. Call 901-380-5800 now. That's Victory Auto Sales. VictoryAuto.org.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Oh, it's time to rock and roll. This time I'm in control. Right now I own the streets. I got the keys to the city. That's 'cause I get down. Time to
little wrestling music.
Yeah.
We're not doing Outcast Part 2 today.
Shout out to Zach, who's giving this salute to the women of wrestling so far.
Yes,
Who was the first one? I didn't catch the first one.
That was the Bella Twins.
Bella Twins. And who was this one?
This is Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus.
Excuse me. I
Trish
knew I was going to
Stratus.
say it wrong.
Trish Strauss.
Strauss.
Yeah, I'm glad you're not a meteorologist.
Stratus.
I'm glad you don't do weather.
Stratus.
Yeah,
Trish Stratus. I drive a Dodge Strauss.
Strauss. I think that's actually car.
And I almost punched Ethan Strauss at a Grizzlies game.
Yeah. Whereas I sat next to Ethan Strauss, who's a nice guy.
I can't stand.
It's a difference.
You would have been like saying, "Don't do it, don't do it."
I don't know why. Like he's a nice guy. You talk to him. He's a nice guy.
I don't like him. don't really care for eating straws. But
You
yeah,
didn't talk to him though.
not my kind of guy.
Well, how do you know you didn't talk to him? You prejudge.
He just comes off as a prick.
I know. 'Cause if you talk to him, he's a nice guy.
I don't think we'd ever get to the conversation point.
Well, that's on you. You gotta open up a little bit. Come on, open up your heart. Come on, man. Texter's are all over this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Texter says, "Good grief, Peter, you're so close-minded, man. Have your kids been locked up since March, or have you let them out to play?"
Have you let your kids out to play, man?
Yeah, they play all the time. We're not just out there wilding out. They have to do the same thing we do, which is can't go play with just some random folks. They can't go out on playgrounds, can't go do that stuff. We keep tabs on what they're doing. But yeah, we go outside to play every day.
Yeah.
That's how that goes. This is just like I don't. It doesn't have to be two extremes. I don't understand this. Like this is what people talk about. Like either you have to be say it's like everyone can do everything, no mask, no nothing. Everyone just has to do whatever they want, or like it's super duper locked. There's precautions you can take that are somewhere in the middle of all of that. It is a huge societal issue. Another texter says, what a ridiculous idea to say that because kids are in the inner city, place them at greater risk. The solution is to provide them equitable resources to play safely. And I was an inner city kid,
right?
Says this texter. Another texter says, the people in the black neighborhoods are the ones not wearing masks. I see it every day.
Yeah, and I'm sure this guy is just in the hood, just out here in these streets.
This guy's in the hood constantly doing this.
I'm sure.
I mean, as somebody in white neighborhoods, I see plenty of non-mask wearing going on. So
I'm sure his trip to Target, where they have black employees, is probably his black experience in a nutshell. These people are weird, man. But I can't. I really like to even fix your fingers to text that in. Somebody else said something I was interested in though. Hold on.
Texter says the battle is always between the haves and the have-nots. SCS only widened the gap. Another texter says that she's got a daughter going through some stuff. The daughter went to Florida for a volleyball tournament, brought COVID home and got her mom sick. Mom died. Inner city kid going to a private school on scholarship. It's everywhere, man. Says that one.
Right.
So, and that's the kind of scenario that we're talking about that you're trying to avoid, and that's not that widely publicized, because these stories are not always well known, but. People that get sick, and there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and hundreds of them in Memphis who are still sick with it, have been sick with it for months.
Yep.
And you don't hear that story. You don't hear about that. You don't hear, you don't hear about that stuff. We've lost 200,000 people in this country. We've lost many dozens here in the state of Tennessee and in this area. You can't play with this stuff, man. You just can't. You cannot knowingly play with this stuff. But what bothers me saying is that so many of the people that are making the argument about opening the schools up and saying that it's unfair for the kids are the ones that were railing against common sense mask regulations, common sense other regulations that would have put us in so much of a better position, that would have allowed these kids to have the opportunity.
Right.
You have to have the environment for it to work. We've talked about this a lot. The multiplier. What's the multiplier? The multiplier is what is the community spread? How bad is the community spread? Because that's the multiplier that adds to every other activity that you do.
Right.
And if you have very little community spread, then the multiplier is low, and that helps mitigate your risk. If the community spread is high, as it has been around here for a long time, then boom, it pops the thing up, and that's on everybody. But I'm the disingenuousness of somebody making the argument for months and months saying, hey, no, we don't need to wear masks. Let's open everything up. Let's get everything back going. Let's go all this stuff. And then by saying, I can't believe these kids can't play. Well, you set that up.
You're the reason why. It's people like you the reason why. And
like I can't deal with that.
I said, people probably got offended. But it sucks that people that are in these privileged neighborhoods who have had this arrogant take on this whole thing ever since the beginning, their kids are still allowed to play whether it's safe or not. That's a totally different debate. But I just think it's hard for those kids to have to be able to watch that, seeing that these are the same people who were, stomping in the streets and all these type of things about, their rights being violated for putting a mask on, and now they're getting to still play the sport. And one more thing, I know we got to go to break. So a guy that mentioned, a lot of these kids, it's not really that big of a deal because the kids that are good seniors and juniors have already been identified by schools, and they're either going to college or they're not. That's true. But like when you heard the kids talking at the protest yesterday, there were some kids that playing football to them is more than just a way to go to college. It's several other things that it's helped those kids with, and that's for people to kind of think about. Is that it's more than just kids who are getting ready to go play D1 or D2 football or whatever. There are other advantages to these kids playing football where it's been therapeutic to them. It's gotten them through tough moments.
Oh, it gives them structure.
It's structure. It's discipline. Escapes from the street. Escapes from gangs. All those type of things. So it's more than just. I agree with him because that's kind of how I was. Okay, well, your kid's probably not going to play college anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But there are other elements that are being taken from those kids.
Well, and I think that there are ways to try to simulate some of that structure. I know a lot of coaches have been doing that, and a lot of coaches have been checking in and have been working with their kids as much as they possibly can, and in stuff that's not necessarily football related. I mean, these coaches, and I know a lot of them, and I know how much they care. There are so many awesome coaches out there that are mentors, that are fathers, that are every role that needs to be in so many of these kids' lives. They give up so much of their own time and money and energy and everything, and they're doing that now. And I feel so sorry for so many of them. Like it is a human thing, and I like you saying. I mean, I don't know how anyone can't wrestle with it mentally and just say, "Man,
it's
sucks."
tough, man.
I don't say any of this stuff like lightly about like. There's no joy. No one gets. It sucks that we're in this position, and I hate it. I hate to say that. I hate to say that you shouldn't play. I hate the fact that my kids aren't in school. It just is but it speaks to a bigger societal issue, and I can't endorse and say they can go back and do it any more than I can say, hey, let's all just plow back into normal life. It isn't.
And I'm not saying
this thing doesn't discriminate, and it's
And I'm not saying that I particularly feel jealous, or a guy said something about hating on kids that are actually getting to play. I think that what they're doing is dumb as hell because they're going to school every day. They're going to school every day and they're playing sports. I think that's dangerous and dumb as hell for them to do that. Period. So I'm not feeling jealous of kids at Collierville, wherever they're at. Shout out to y'all. I mean, if y'all think that's going to work, shout out to the programs that have got shut down because kids have got COVID. Because it's not a pissing contest. It's not what I'm trying to do at all. But all I'm saying is that I just think it's super unfortunate for the kids in the inner city who they don't have anything. Their outlet, their thing to do is gone now. That's basically all I'm saying on that. We'll
come back. Hour number 2 on the way. We're going to talk about where we are in college football as well. We'll get to some of your texts at 67129 as we discuss the high school issue. We've got Dustin Starr coming up at 9 o'clock. We're going to get into the All-NBA teams as well. The U.S. Open update. It is really, really tough. We'll do all that as we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Hey everybody, this fall is going to be the best, and I am loving these new All-Star Chevys. You will not find more Silverados anywhere, and for a lot less. If it's a new Chevy you want, Olive Branch is where you want to be. Come drive one of these new Tahoes. I just did it, and I'm telling you, I want to go on a road trip right now. Drive a new Traverse or a new Camaro. Wait, here is the new Chevy car to drive. One of these Impalas that has all the awards. All-Star wins on the low prices. We're talking 20-something. You could even get thousands in cash back. And don't forget to check out the certified pre-owned Chevy deals. The lot is full. Tahoes, Malibus, Impalas, Suburbans. Just don't forget, it's not the Pike, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Collierville. It's gotta be Olive Branch, people. And everyone at All-Star has one job, just one job, to make sure you get the best deal and have more fun and in record time. So find new roads to Kraft Goodman Road in Olive Branch or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Frontier Western Store is open and ready to serve you for all your needs in boots, apparel, pet food, and more. Frontier is proud to be a local leader here in the Mid-South when it comes to boots. Stop by the store today for an incredible selection of name brand work and dress boots. Come browse aisles and aisles of top quality boots at everyday low prices in our world famous boot showroom. Dan Post, Rocky, Durango, Twisted X, Georgia, Ariat, and many more. There are so many styles, colors, and fits available, you might need a hand picking out your favorites. Luckily, Frontier's knowledgeable sales staff will cheerfully assist you with any questions you have and ensure the proper fit of your new boots. Frontier also has an amazing selection of jeans and shirts by Wrangler, Ariat, and Carhartt, as well as a fully stocked women's boutique department with thousands of tops and dresses at unbelievable prices. New arrivals often. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Brian
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Ready to take on that painting project? Ask Sherwin-Williams and get 40% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $23.09 September 18th through 21st. With 40% off our exceptional paints and stains, you can give some color love to your bathroom, living room, or every room in your home. Shop in store or order online for curbside pickup. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Periscope. Don't miss out on anything. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 on social media. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
We have a crash on Norris Road at I-240 by the traffic lights. The right lane is blocked. That's Norris Road at I-240. We have two new crashes here. One, we have a multiple car crash on Billmores Parkway westbound at I-240. Traffic is starting to back up east of Ridgeway. Cars are being moved off the road as we speak towards the right shoulder. Also, we have an injury crash on Lamar Avenue south of I-240 at American Way. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Had a dream, I had it made it. Now there's nothing dragging down me, yeah. 'Cause the don't push it all out the way. Destined to break it.
Hour number 2 is here. Hour number 2 is here from the Family Leisure Broadcast Studios. Peter and Sane with you. Zach on the.
I know this song.
Okay.
This is The Boss. What's her name? I can't think of what her real name. She's like Snoop Dogg's niece or something, cousin or something. What's her name, Zach?
Sasha Banks.
Yeah, Sasha Banks. Yeah. I'm about to say something else to make people mad too, man. Yesterday was gospel music. I'm gonna say this too. Shout out to the women, WWE women wrestlers, whatever. They put on a much better product than they did during the Attitude Era, where there was actual emphasis on women wrestlers who are actually great athletes and put on a great performance in the ring and they're good on the mic and all these things. But man, WWE is still full of crap because that division is still super sexualized, and it's hard to take what they're. It's hard to, in spite of what the women are doing and the efforts they're putting out. It's hard to take the WWE serious because that division is still super over-centralized. And, yeah, I just let them be great and phenomenal athletes and stop the nonsense that they do. That's the only issue I have with the women's division right now.
Okay, I think that's fair. That's reasonable. Take that up with Dustin Starr.
Yeah, you might have to bring that up with Dustin Starr because I don't need to see Harley Quinn and all these. I mean, it's just too much, bro. Like it's no. I can't take what you're saying serious when you're doing all that. But yeah.
We talked a lot about the Shelby County Schools situation and the protest yesterday with a lot of players, football players, who were talking and just letting their grievances be heard, and wanting to know why they can't play when some of their municipal friends are playing and private school friends are playing, and other areas around the state are playing, and asking those questions. And we talked about some of the reasons why that may be, and all that stuff. It's a difficult discussion to have, and there are obviously, as just like everything else, in the country right now, there's going to be people that are just massively on one side or the other, and who are gonna let that happen. I can't. I'd say you can't undo that. That's just where we are. Problem is that I think that so many of us have. I think the old saying, "You're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts."
Yeah.
Is where we are right now. I mean, people can have whatever opinion they want, but we have a lot of people who have shut themselves off from reasonable information gathering, and for getting actual information about what's going on, real information about what's really happening. The people are in their own little bubble about what's really going on, and that's unfortunate, because it's hard to have conversations when people are bubbled up like that.
Yeah.
And so that's the part that's frustrating. When you see a lot of misrepresentations of what's going on, or things of that nature, that's difficult, man. It's difficult to do.
Man, it's really
a lot of
jacked
people
up.
who just ignore people dying, and just ignore it. Ignore massive amounts of death, massive amounts of sickness in our country.
Or just think the end all be all is how many people have died. Like, that's the only thing that matters. Like, that should be sobering. Like, if that's the case, 200,000 people have died. Like, right.
We 9/11.
What about Sweden, man?
You're talking like 3,000, 3,500 people. Like, that's every week.
Yeah. But what about Sweden? Sweden didn't shut down at all.
Oh my God! That's the Sweden.
Sweden didn't shut down at all.
Again, that's another example of not knowing the facts of the situation with regard to Sweden.
Sweden, you're right.
And what they've gone through, and the amount of death that they've had, and the amount of upset people they had in their country, and the fact that their economy has not done well. They've had economic issues like everybody else. They had an unbelievable amount of death compared to the rest of their neighbors who tried a completely different approach. You can do all that stuff if you want to. But people, again, cherry pick whatever
right.
data points they want and try to find a way to manipulate this stuff.
Right.
And
we live in the most arrogant nation in the world, and we have no right to be that way.
Oh, I know.
It's so crazy, bro. It's extremely crazy. And then this guy says something about his kid. He says, well, don't say it's dumb. Your statement is dumb as hell. My son goes to a private school, and they have no cases, and they're playing sports, so don't be ignorant. It's apparent these schools have a model that is working. Yes, their model is they have way more resources than inner city schools have. So you can have freaking 10 kids in a class spread out, and all those you can do those type of things that you can't do in a Shelby County school classroom. So
I mean, that's a huge part of it.
Our kids can mitigating. Do it. All they need
is mitigating circumstances. You have to have the ability to have
those
lots of personal protective equipment.
Yeah, we have our kids have hazmat suits for each kid, and
we have tons of hand sanitizer. We have tons of suits. We have tons of masks.
NBA players have. So why can't? Great.
No, but listen, but seriously.
I
mean. You're being goofy there, but it's true. There are more resources for sure.
100% more.
A lot of these private schools, and so that does allow you to be able to spread out more.
Right.
That does allow you to have access to a lot more equipment and
it's a lot less kids in the school. Period.
Yeah, and I mean, look at my God, look at the fact. I mean, some of our schools don't even have air conditioning.
Right.
That works. So you're talking about like how far behind we've done such a poor job by our kids. Even before all this, we did such a poor job of taking care of our kids. Such a poor job of caring about their education, about caring what kind of environment they're in, about taking care of. It's just it's disgusting the way that we've done this. And so obviously, if you have much better environment, it's going to be easier for you. The other thing is, who's reporting these cases?
Exactly.
Or non-cases, as the case may be.
Exactly. Now, I hate to be the guy that just try to accuse people.
Again, I know,
gotta be a lie. I'm not that guy, but we don't know.
No, I mean, but I'm saying, like, there are plenty of examples that, I know of cases that are not discussed amongst schools.
Mhm.
These sorts of schools that have cases that aren't reported,
Right.
and that are that parents will talk about, and that if you go to there are groups, there are plenty of parents that know about stuff like this going on, but it's not reported officially.
Mhm.
So I mean, there's
good
all
point.
sorts of incentive for a lot of these schools not to report certain things, and so I just think you just have to let logic dictate where you are, and what we know about the disease and what we know about the situation and all that. That's what we have to go with on all this. It's unfortunate, but that's where we are right now.
I'm gonna tell a quick story. I don't know how much longer we'll be on this particular subject. I'm gonna tell a quick story though.
Yep.
I was my old church I used to attend was in South Memphis, and there was a guy that was a missionary that had served all over the world, and he talked about how he had served in third world countries, and he'd been doing mission work forever for 40, 50 years, and he was in Memphis doing missionary work, working with kids in the inner city, namely the Clementine Apartments. He had a house that was right outside of Clementine Apartments. If anybody who knows the Memphis area, that's one of the toughest, areas, the Clementine area. So he was in there, and he said he was doing mission work, and he said he came to our church, and he stood up in front of the church with tears in his eyes, and he said, I've done mission work all over the world in third world countries, everywhere. I've been everywhere you can name. He said, I've never seen a greater injustice than when I actually walked into the schools that these kids go to. That's the greatest social injustice I've ever seen, compared to the other schools that I visited in this city and the ones that these actual kids go to. And he got up there and he apologized to. He pretty much called himself apologizing to the entire black race on behalf of white people or whatever. But people can play this game like what we're doing. Why can't they do it? And it's there's more going on to it than just simply, we will just follow our model. You know what I mean? If it was that simple,
it's impossible to do.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here if it was that simple. You know what I mean? We wouldn't even be this type of discussion. But yeah. Another quick story on that too. Another quick story. Give me 2 more minutes. When we talked about the importance of coaches, and I do understand that coaches are able to still interact with these kids, and that's a great thing. Just another guy that I knew that he was the coach of one of the schools in that area, and he was the girls basketball / volleyball coach, which is typically the case in most schools. If you coach girls volleyball, you're coaching basketball too. But he said that he would always have his girls over the summertime working out inside the gym. His girls that play volleyball and basketball, he would be working out inside the gym. And I would joke with him and say, Coach, you're going to make me call the TSAA on you, man, for these violations. And he'd always laugh he'd laugh it off, whatever. He said, man, people might think I'm doing this for some type of competitive advantage, getting these girls in and letting them, work out or play free play or whatever. He said, but man, you know what I'm trying to do? Now, these are middle school girls, Peter. These are girls 12, 13, 14 years old. He said, my main purpose opening up this gym? I said, what? He said, I don't want these babies to come back pregnant in August when school starts back. So I open up the gym in the summertime so I can eat up their whole day with me in there. Hopefully they won't come back pregnant in August. Middle school girls. This is literally what he said. He said, because I know if I don't, they'll be doing everything under the sun all summer long. I'm just trying to protect these girls from their neighborhood. And he's talking about middle school girls, man. You know what I mean? And he was dead serious. So, like I said, it's deeper than just, the kid's either good enough to get a scholarship or he's not. Sports to these kids means way much more than that to these inner city kids.
Well, let's just get into then because I think that's exactly. I think it's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
But then, if you want to get into all that aspect of it, then why don't we get into how disingenuous the argument is about how much people care about these kids' well-being and that they should be able to play football for their well-being. And if you care about their well-being, why aren't you?
It's so much more we could be doing. Yep.
Yeah, why aren't we railing against the conditions they find themselves playing in?
Right.
I've seen so many of these schools from certain neighborhoods and certain high schools, and have played, and I've called plenty of games where it's one of those schools against the private school, and the lack of resources is crazy, and the disparity in resources is crazy.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
And it's just it's a big issue. It's bigger than that, and so I applaud everyone who is talking about how much they care about these kids. That's awesome, but care about them in in other ways too, right?
Yeah, I'll laugh at the text. I'm sorry, bro, but you're 100% right. It's so much hypocrisy, man. With the people who swear that we're doing what's best for these kids, or swear that we're doing what's best, period. But man, these people don't care.
As soon as if they were to allow those kids to come back and play football, then they would forget. So many of these people would just forget about the kids at that point.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't be cared about what's happening in their lives, or whether they're none of that stuff. It would just go back to the way it was. Again, it's not really about these kids. The argument is not really about the kids.
Like I saw a post that was petitioning
It's
for.
not really about that at all.
Yeah, it's not at all. It's not. It's just a bunch of BS.
Never has been.
And I saw a post that was petitioning for relief for kids who are virtual learning, getting some type of relief for their MLG and W bills. And I was like, man, bro, like, why? You get what I'm saying, bro? Like, man, it's horrible, bro. Like, and I don't have those kind of worries. Like, I don't need anybody to help me out because of the added, stress or strain on my utility bill, or having someone at home all day who's on the internet, or, it's no problem for me to put Gabe on the Wi-Fi and knowing my Wi-Fi is good enough for him to work all day. But there are some parents who don't have that, and I know. I mean, it's just those should be the least of your worries during the pandemic. Those type of things. So
I guess the bigger issue too is that to me, we were talking about these shows, we're doing the shows and all this, and we're talking about these issues, and like I would love for it to be a normal situation where we could just talk normal sports stuff, and we'll talk normal sports stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but like. Life is not normal. People that are pretending like it's normal, this is driving me crazy. Like like you're just deluding yourself. It's a delusional thing. Like, oh, it's just normal. Like we can normally go out to where we go to eat and go to do all this and put our kids at the playground, go to all the get-togethers. This is a pandemic. Like, I'm baffled by this approach. Like, it's not normal.
Yep.
It doesn't feel normal. None of it's normal. It's not normal to be in homeschool. It's not normal, for me, as soon as I get done with the show, to go down and take care of my kids virtually learning for the next 6 to 8 hours of the day and all that stuff. And then that's not normal at all.
No.
That's affected all of us. And there's millions of folks around the country that are doing the exact same thing I am. And you're doing the same thing. Like it's just, that's not normal. It's not normal to have all these. It's not. So to act like it should be normal and you should just go and play your sports, do it. No, none of this is normal. And you're chasing a normality without chasing the reason why it's not normal. The reason why it's not normal. Let's go to the root of that. Why is it not normal? Because we didn't get this thing under control at all.
No.
That's why it's not normal now.
Because we're
an
got the thing
under control,
nation, bro.
Maybe if we'd done something, 4 or 5 months ago, and stuck with it, maybe we would be in a position to be a little more normal right now. We're not.
And something we didn't talk about that I don't know if this text is trying to be
we're
smarter.
Skipping steps, saying you don't
skipping steps big time.
You don't get to eat the dessert until you finish your vegetables.
Yeah, Zach. And come on, speak on that, Zach. You can't.
We just got a plate full of vegetables, and we're out here trying to have as much dessert as we want.
We possibly can. Yep.
It ain't gonna work like that.
Yeah,
man.
You're gonna have a mean tummy ache.
Exactly right. And that's it.
It's something we haven't even mentioned. I don't know if this text is trying to be a jerk or what, but he says that 3,000 kids in SES haven't logged into their computer yet for schoolwork. That's a choice.
Yeah.
And I think we're forgetting. We didn't mention that yesterday around 3,000 kids didn't log in once the news came out that they wouldn't be able to play sports. And once again, the rights of the instructions for protesting are being distributed by those that oppress. So 3,000 kids didn't log in yesterday, and that is the result of kids protesting the sports decision and exercising their right to be upset, man. I mean, like to whether it's right or wrong. I don't have an issue with these kids. Whether the decision is right or wrong by SES, I don't have an issue with these kids venting about it or being upset about it. Just like I don't. That's a tough pill for them to have to swallow. So I'm not knocking them deciding not to log in, and I'm not knocking their parents' decision to allow them not to log in. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad across the board that this is where we are. as a country and as a city. And I can't knock the superintendent, man, because he's saying, no, I'm not going to put my kids in a situation where they're not healthy. We don't know enough about this. Because these
I
schools,
can knock the way he got there. I can knock the way that the lack of
I can knock
communication
that
throughout the process.
Right.
I can knock there's certainly there's definitely aspects of that. But I think in general,
because he had plenty to say. He had plenty to say when he was Memphis versus everybody. He had plenty to say, and now he's check out their press release. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
So you know what I mean? So that I'm not really feeling that either. So yeah, but let's not act like these private schools or whatever. They're open not because we got this awesome model. How this going to make sense? They're open because they're private and they're staying open and they're getting their money off of their parents and their kids. So let's not act like they just got this awesome solution and they're just doing the right thing. It's really no different than what colleges and universities are doing. They're doing what keeps them open, what keeps their finances going. So let's not pretend like private schools are some heroes that we should model everything after. So they're not either.
No, and again, I think that's just that's what it. People talk about it's a choice or it's the parents or all this stuff. And listen, but hang on, no, but I'm not. I don't want you to say that, because if you say that, then somebody's going to assume that you're being serious and that's your argument,
right? And
then they're going to use that against you. So I'm just going to say don't say that, because that's what they're going to come back with that. What I'm saying, because the point you're making is valid. Resources, like if these kids don't log in, I know, I'm sure. Saying you've figured this whole thing out by now, and we've been doing virtual school for 7 or 8 weeks now. If the parents aren't able, I'm on week 7 or 8. So if the parents aren't able to be there, then the kids can run wild, do whatever. Like there's all kinds of different. It's very hard to keep them locked in because it's not a natural thing for them to be learning like this. But if you have to have a job. If your job doesn't allow you to be flexible, if you have to work certain hours, if there are certain things that you have to do as a parent, if you don't have access to good internet, if you don't have access to a stable internet connection, if you don't have an environment where your
you
house,
don't have
where
food,
you can put
where
the kid,
where you can feed a kid all 3 times a day.
You don't have food. You don't have a place where the kid can just be there. You don't have stability. All those things that are societal, all those things that go into it. Then what do you think is going to happen? I mean, it's exposed all these issues that are bigger than just school or bigger than just sports or bigger than whatever. And so it's easy for folks who are in a good position to be able to say, "Wow, why don't they just do it like I do it?" I mean, I'm good to go. Look, we send these kids to school. They're great. Yeah. They got social distancing in these schools, and we got our Wi-Fi is super fast, and we can put them in the special playroom that we made for this. I mean, that's cool. Exactly. If you can do that, great. Yeah. That's awesome. And I encourage you to do that. Yeah. If you can do that, then count your blessings. Do it.
Yeah. Can I send Gabe over there?
And that's great. And I'm in a situation where we have ability to spread the kids out a little more, and and so that helps. But like. Not everyone has that, and so to just say, "Well, it's a parental choice," blah, blah, blah. You are. It ain't. Sometimes those choices are made for you, and have been made for you for a long, long time, and people are trying their best. So I just want, please put yourself in somebody else's shoes.
Right, because I'm extremely grateful, man. I'm extremely grateful that my ex-wife, who I co-parent with Gabe, I'm extremely grateful that she's a teacher and she's working from home, and she can kind of have Gabe in the other room where she can keep an eye on him while she's instructing other special ed kids at the same time. And I'm blessed that I have a job where I work from home and my day pretty much ends at 10, and I can do whatever, Sports Illustrated stuff I have to do while Gabe's working and he's there with me. And I don't have, man, I was just thinking, like, what if Stephanie had another type of job, or what if I had another? What would we be doing? And I know there are a lot of programs out there, like, you got churches that are coming in. I know a church that houses about 40 to 50 kids per day. They have them all spread out. They're making sure they're doing their work. They're making sure they eat, those type of things. But man, it's not that easy. Everyone doesn't have the same type of situation where, like you said, they can go gut out the great room and turn into a virtual academy for their kids. There are kids that are too young to stay at home by themselves, that are literally staying at home by themselves for virtual no question.
Learning. Yeah, and that's going to be a bad situation, and of course it is. But there's no good situation. Unfortunately, you're trying to pick the least bad situation, and that's. I know parents who are put together a group of rich or fairly well-off folks who are trying to pay their own teacher.
Right. Exactly. That's the real
taking
thing.
Taking a teacher out of the general population.
Yep.
And saying, we'll pay you what the school is going to pay you.
Yep.
Except you just come to our house and we'll test everybody and all that stuff.
Which is another problem.
And I mean,
which points to
and
another
for those
problem
kids,
that I can pay
for
out
those
of pocket.
kids,
I can pay a teacher out of pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another
but
problem, man.
Which I mean, if you have if you have the money and you have the situation and all that stuff, great. Like I get it. Like I know why you'd want to do that. I can understand that. But again, think about now you would what has happened as a result? What does everybody else do? What is that's so money as ever, money and resources change the game. I mean, when you have more money, you have more resources, you have more access.
Yep.
If the NBA can spend $150 million and put together a bubble, and guess what? There's no cases, no nothing.
None.
It's been solid. Everything's been cool. Shelby County School can't spend $150 on it. So
no.
That's where we are. Money as ever is the lubricant to make society work. And if you don't have that lubricant, then everything starts squeaking and breaking.
Yeah, and someone said that the news about the kids not logging in has happened since the beginning, not just when the kids protested. And that also speaks to what we literally just finished talking about. I wasn't aware of it. I wasn't aware of it.
You got what?
But yeah,
you got like 100. You got tens of 100,000 kids. How many kids are in the Shelby County school system? I mean, it's an enormous amount. Like you're going to have. It's going to be hard. It's not going to go smoothly.
Yeah, we just
you're going to have major
issues.
issues.
Yeah, but yeah, shout out I wasn't aware of it. Like I said, I'm the type of person when I get more information. Hey, I don't have an issue with saying I didn't know that. Okay, whatever. That's great. So and we literally just addressed that and what we just talked about. Still, so yeah, but it's crazy, man, and it's the whole thing is just wild that people expect this thing to go smoothly and not be out of control. I hate it for the kids who can't play sports. I hope that the kids who are able to play sports, I hope they continue to stay healthy. But like everything in the city, man, it's going to be extremely divisive. It'll turn into a pissing contest, but that's the city and the times we live in.
We'll continue. We'll talk about the other bubble, the NBA bubble, including one interesting offshoot of that folks may not have thought about. I certainly didn't necessarily think about it, and it's fascinating to see how it's played out. We'll talk about that. Also, the All NBA teams. We'll talk a whole lot more. So, thank you guys for being part of this segment and all that stuff. We'll turn the page because but it's not easy for anybody.
Nah, not at all, man.
I respect everybody out there trying to do the best they can for their family and for society, and we're all trying to work on this thing. We really are. So I appreciate everybody being a part of it. We'll come back and continue Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
It's buyback days. Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Did you pay a big repair bill on your existing heating and air conditioning system this year? Is your energy-guzzling heating and air conditioning system on its last leg and you think it's worth nothing? Good news, it's buyback days at Conway Services. We'll buy back your repair this year up to $1,500 toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. That's right, we'll buy back your repair up to $1,500 even if we didn't do the repair. Just show us the receipt from another company and we'll buy back the repair. If you didn't have a repair bill this year, we'll give you up to $1,500 trade-in for that old energy-guzzling system toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. When air conditioning systems get older and inefficient, the cost of repairs and high utility costs can almost pay for a new system. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company today, and the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old heating and air conditioning system will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area
in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, iBuyHouses can get you your money quickly. iBuyHouses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. iBuyHouses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. iBuyHouses.
It is time for the final clearance sale at James Davis Men's Store in the Laurelwood Shopping Center. Listen to this, 70 to 80% off on all spring and summer merchandise. You heard me, James Davis, 70 to 80% off on all spring and summer merchandise. Unreal selection of sports coats and sports shirts for your next Zoom call. Limited selection of shorts and knits, but there are some. If you get there, you'll get 70 to 80% off. Here's some of the brands you can save on during this incredible sale. Peter Millar, Sandstrom, Mac 5 Pocket. I'm talking 70 to 80% off while it lasts. The only place in Memphis that you can find the Stant custom shirt and pants system. Only at James Davis, this exclusive store for this unique custom fitting apparel where shirts start as low as $98, pants at $168. Go see it to believe it. The clearance sale at James Davis.
I'm here with outstanding team from Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway. They're online at lexusofmemphis.com. Gary, tell everyone how they can experience the Lexus of Memphis satisfaction.
Come in and be a part of our family at Lexus of Memphis. Experience the customer service that we provide to each guest like a member of our own family. If you're on the side of the road and you need us, we're there. If you need help with anything with your car, technology, Bluetooth, the app suite, we have a dedicated team to help you with this in your journey with your Lexus.
That's how they do it at Lexus of Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic.
Still working an accident on Norris Road at I-240 by the traffic light. The right lane is blocked. That's Norris Road at I-240. Multiple car crash on Billmores Parkway westbound at I-240. Traffic has been backed up east of Ridgeway. The cars should be moved over to the right side on the right shoulder. And we are working an injury crash on Lamar Avenue south of I-240 at American Way. There's wreckers that are on the scene. For alternate route, take get well to save time. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Who's this?
This is Charlotte Flair.
Oh, this is Charlotte Flair. That's right, yeah. Once that kicks in right there.
Yep.
I should have just waited for the disco style.
I like her too, man. She reminds me a lot of her dad.
Oh yeah, she's phenomenal. She's an incredible performer.
Her theme song sounds like it belongs in a rave. You know, like dubstep rave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Just a whole light show.
Sounds like Blade is gonna pop up at the end and just start killing a lot of vampires.
One of the interesting things. One of the interesting things. We've not really. We talked about a lot of things in the bubble. You know, you've got what's been a remarkable situation, and you've got Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight at 6 o'clock. The Heat leading one game to none after a really, really impressive overtime win with Bam Adebayo. Maybe the best, single defensive play. I don't know. It's the best block shot in playoff history. I'm not sure, but it's
up there.
It's up there. It's way, way, way high.
I still think LeBron. I think LeBron's over Iggy still might be better than that. Man.
I don't think it's better. I think it's better. I think the impact of it, it being Game 7 of the Finals, it's the most impactful block, sure. But in terms of just the play and the timing, and I don't know. I got to go Adebayo. The degree of difficulty was so high on that. It's crazy.
So I think because it's only in the conference finals game, I think we probably forget about it after the championship's over.
I don't think I really don't.
Not
think
forget about it, but
I really don't. Yeah, I think it's going to be around. Now that being said, one of the things about the bubble that's fascinating, and that I want to talk to you about for a second, because I feel like maybe this was an area where the NBA screwed up. I think we've had enough time now to look at it and to think about it, and I think they've screwed up. The fact that now, as of last night, quote-unquote home teams in the playoffs have won only 3 of the last 18 games that they've played in the playoffs. Okay. Now, home court advantage in the playoffs is absolutely vital. And you had these seeding games, and you had all this stuff. And normally in the playoffs, it's huge to have home court. It's an enormous advantage to have home court. In the bubble, it means absolutely nothing.
Right.
And in fact, for whatever reason, it has been a negative. As I said, I mean, the home teams have only gone 3-15 in their last 18 games in the bubble. That is bizarre. They're only winning, I think it's 30% overall in the bubble. So, did the NBA mess this up? Did they make this? What could they have done to make home court advantage a bigger deal in the bubble? Because not just playing the music and putting the graphics up and all that stuff, that ain't cutting it. And the games have been great. The games have been fun, and I enjoy the environment. I enjoy the randomness of it to some extent. But to be honest, it's unfair. It's unfair for the first. It's sort of wiped out this regular season, because the whole point of the regular season is to play for seeding and to have home court advantage in the playoffs. But if you don't actually have home court advantage in the playoffs, what was the point of the whole regular season?
Right.
So my question to you is, looking back now that we've had enough playoffs, now that we're in the conference finals, did they mess that part up? Was there something that they could have done to make home court advantage a thing?
No, there's nothing you can do. I mean, there are no fans there. There's no travel, so there's nothing they can do that can truly simulate a home court advantage outside of aesthetics for people watching at home. Even with the crowd noise and those type of things, I don't know how much of that they actually have pumped into the arenas. I was told that they actually do hear the stuff that we hear on television. I've heard somebody else say they don't. So there's nothing they can do, man. It just is what it is. And I think this is basketball in its purest form, this original form. That pickup game mentality of playing in the gym, and we know we can beat this team because we just beat them, and we'll see you guys in a few hours and we'll do this again. I think that's just the essence of what basketball is. And like I said, it kind of sucks that the home court advantage isn't there, because even with this, like, yes, the game the other night between Miami and Boston, that would have been Miami stealing a game on the road, game one in Boston. It would have put even more pressure on Boston to win. So those type of dynamics, they aren't there now because there is no home court advantage. But I don't think anything else could have been done. I mean, what do you think about it? Do you think it was something else they could have done?
I mean, obviously, number one, like we talked about with playing football and everything else, the number one priority was to just get a product out there,
right?
To get people to have safely to put people out there, be safe about it, and to be able to play. So that's priority number one. So I get that, but I do think they messed up, and we talked. I talked a little bit about it months ago, about some of the things that maybe you could have done. Because if you look back, the NBA's record in the postseason, home field or home court advantage is the biggest. It's the biggest advantage, or home teams have the biggest advantage in the playoffs in the NBA relative to other sports of any of the other major sports. The home court advantage is I think it's 58% of the time home teams win in the playoffs. 74% of the series in the last 10 years have been won by the team with home court advantage. And so when you put them in the bubble and you take away home court advantage, saying the whole point of the season, the whole point of playing is to generate those seeds, the best seed you can get, right? In general, because you want to have that home court advantage. It means so much that you really are fighting and clawing and scratching and trying to get that. But if it doesn't matter in the bubble, then what was the point of the whole regular season, and what was the point of all of that? And we're seeing it really doesn't matter now in the bubble at all. It has no impact on the game. Doesn't matter what happens one way or the other. So that was a baked-in, built-in part. I hear what you're saying about traditional old-school basketball, but that's built into the whole system, is the attempt to get home court advantage and what it means going forward. I think what they should have done, there were a couple things that we talked about. Number one would be that the home team would get the ball at the beginning of every quarter in the game, so that you would be able to say, instead of having a tip-off or whatever, you have the home team would get every single would get the first possession at every single quarter. Okay, that's one thing that you could do that would help to push the advantage a little bit in favor of the home team. There was also a little more of a controversial one that I kind of liked, but I admit it would be a little bit gimmicky, but allow the home team to pick a player that could have 7 fouls as opposed to 6. So they could pick one player that would have 1 extra foul in the game. Again, you're trying to do stuff. I understand it's gimmicky, but the whole thing is gimmicky. You're in the bubble. You're in a whole different environment. You're still trying to find a way to replicate an advantage. That's what we say, home court advantage. There is an advantage there, and that advantage is gone in the bubble, and that really isn't fair because all these teams have built and they played their season with the idea of trying to get that home court advantage, and they're supposed to be you play the regular season, you play these guys, and you're supposed to value the regular season so that you can get that advantage in the postseason. But if it doesn't come, if you don't have an advantage, then what was the point of all that?
I can't get.
So I think I think there's something that I think they could have done something. I think they could have done something other than just play the music or whatever. You got to try to bring some kind of an advantage back to these teams.
I don't think I agree with you on it. I think it's perfectly fine the way it is. I like the intricacies that the bubble presents, making things where it has to be straight up man on man, come out here and beat me. I like that element of it, that there is no home court advantage. There are no refs being swayed by boos and cheers and all those type of things. And I miss it because, like I said, I don't feel as down about the Grizzlies not making the playoffs strictly because we didn't get Game 3, Memphis versus Lakers in the FedEx Forum with a packed crowd, and Lakers jerseys in the crowd and people booing them, and we didn't get to see any of that. So I would rather us make the playoff in a regular environment, not in this bubble type environment. But I don't really think there's anything that could have been done. And you said that the regular season is for home court advantage. I think it's just more about the matchups. I think the fact that teams like the Lakers avoided the Mavericks first round, or those type of things. I think those type of things matter. I think it's more than just the home court advantage part of it. But if you're better than me, I don't really care what quarters you get the ball in. If I'm gonna beat you, I'm just gonna beat you. Maybe it's something like I could see something being more like where every jump ball goes to the home team, like something like every split decision. Those type of advantage, because that's what happens a lot of times anyway. Like the refs,
you get an extra replay, get an extra replay challenge or something like that. Yeah,
but I don't see the point.
I'm okay. I mean, I'm not talking. I don't want it to be.
Spot them 10 points. Lay down. Start the game.
Got a text from our I got a text from our friend Jarvo who said maybe make the rim smaller on what. No, I'm not talking like anything. Have like 11 feet on one end and 9 feet on the other. I'm not talking about that. But I do think that you could. I understand what you're saying.
I like it the way it is, bro. I'm sorry.
Numbers though. I mean, for one time it's fine. I guess whatever. But I was just blown away. I saw the Tom Haberstroh with a stat the home team is 3-15 in the last 18 games in the bubble. What the hell's the point of the home team then? That's
there is no home
there has
team,
to
bro.
be.
I mean there is. I mean no.
But I'm saying
that there is a home team. Who's actually doing it?
But I'm saying that was the part when the team started this season back in October. Obviously, we didn't know a lot about what would happen in life by the time the season rolled around. But the idea was that they were playing teams and playing players and playing regular season with the idea to get as high a seed as they possibly could, because home court advantage, as I mentioned, statistically in the NBA is more important than any other sport. The crowds are louder. It's more, they're on top of the action. It means more. It doesn't mean as much in Major League Baseball or the NHL or the NFL. It means a lot in basketball.
Yeah.
So I'm saying you started the season thinking that was going to be the thing, and it's not now. I'm asking the question: should they have done something to try to bring that 58 to 42 advantage back. I'm not saying like it's anything that's super gimmicky, like grease up one side of the floor. No, I'm not saying
the refs
like
turn their backs.
No. But I'm saying like if you let them, like if you like you said, if every jump ball goes to the home team, or if they get the ball to start every single quarter rather than having like a traditional tip, if they get an extra replay challenge, something like that, I do think I don't think it's entirely fair to those teams. It isn't just about the matchups. Matchups are important. That's true. But it isn't just about the matchups. It's about where those matchups are played. It's about where you get. And since we can't replicate that, you can at least think about replicating something that would give those home teams. I mean, hell, we talked about in the playoffs. You got the DJ playing Damian Lillard's music in the middle of the Lakers series. Like, I mean, that's it's silly stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think we could. I don't know. Like I said, obviously everyone's doing their best, and like I think this is more just. I was more just amazed by that number, but kind of looking back, I do wish, in hindsight, that maybe they'd figured out a way or tried to think of a way to. Give the home teams a little more of an advantage. I love the chaos as much as anything else, but I do think that would have been, in hindsight, I think that would have been.
The thing is, though, Peter, the guys that are writing these articles about, hey, you look at the numbers, that they should have done more. These are the same guys that were saying, well, let's just make it like soccer style and just have round robin play and just forget the regular season altogether. It's the same dudes who were saying this stuff. You know what I mean? The same guys who want to abandon everything that the regular season meant and just have teams go in a round robin style for the championship like it's the World Cup or something. These are the same guys who were putting these articles out. So I just think it is what it is. I think that the product on the court has been fantastic. We've seen some incredible games where it's just based like because the fans out there I think that's making some of these games incredible, man, because the guys they're just playing free basketball and they're not worried about any distractions that traveling or playing at home or playing on the road. They're just flat out just playing just good basketball, and I think it's fine the way it is, especially
the travel. The other thing is the travel. The travel's the big part of it too.
It matters. Yeah.
So I think that they should make the
sleeping in your own bed
stay up. No, they should make the away team stay up late. They should play air horn once every 30 minutes in their rooms. And wake them up.
Make the away team have to get up and call somebody every hour. That's right.
Exactly. I mean. Come on, let's get creative here. You can make the check-in. Let's have some fun with this
check-in all night long, every hour.
Ridiculous. That's right. Make it hard. They're like, oh man, this home court advantage is real. Oh, I couldn't sleep at all. It's terrible. Something like that. Come on, man. This is outrageous.
Man. I feel you, but I don't feel you because I'm loving what I'm seeing, man. Shout out to the NBA, the league. Everyone questioned if this is going to work. It looks like they're. I said at first that they're gonna get to the finish line, but it's probably gonna be a raggedy car by the time it gets there. But that car's still looking good, man. Like no cases, no major injuries really. I mean, yeah, man.
All it takes is $150 million.
It's just $150.
That's simple.
Why can't these other poverty leagues?
Why can't Shelby County schools do that?
Yeah, why can't why can't poverty NCAA? Why can't the University of Memphis, man? Why can't just put these kids in the dorm, man, lock them up? Come on, man. Come on, University of Memphis. Come on, man.
when we continue, we're getting the All-NBA team. Real Sports Talk, Sports 86, 96.1, 87.7.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdingers. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdingers, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdingers offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.375%, APR 3.59%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little or no out-of-pocket costs. At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 833-8ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 1.875% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Golfers, are you looking to play like a pro without traveling the world? Just come to Golf and Games Family Park, 5484 Summer Avenue. Golf and Games has the Top Tracer range system. Top Tracer gathers all your golfing data, distance, carry, ball speed, and more. Or choose a virtual course like Pebble Beach, St. Andrews, and Spyglass. Bring your friends and family to transform and enhance the range experience for golfers and non-golfers alike. Plus, it's fun. Top Tracer Range at Golf and Games, 5484 Summer Avenue. Play like a pro.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
My Sharona.
Let's show it sound.
My Sharona. Yeah, that's definitely a My Sharona ripoff.
Yeah.
Who's this?
I had my lawyers contact him.
This is Mickey James.
See, Mickey. Oh, Mickey. Yeah. Texter says visiting team has to ride. It's a small world ride for 2 hours straight immediately before game. No headphones. Great idea.
No.
That would. I mean, you'd be freaking out at that point. Your brain would just be fried, and you'd go out there and play. I think that's a great idea. We gotta find some way to get that home court advantage. I'll tell you what.
Nah, man, go out there and beat the team across the court from. That's what you need to do, man. Go out there and beat them.
Oh no, just beat the team. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just do better. Just have the kids go to school. Parents just go to school. Like that's what you sound like. Like no, it's on the teams to beat the other team.
Yeah, man.
Stop.
I just thought about something else too, man.
You're not looking about. You think about the reasons behind it. Hang on.
Hang on.
Hold on. No, put a pin in it because I got to talk about Sunrise. You love Sunrise.
Yeah,
I know you love Sunrise. So put a pin in for a second.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk about Sunrise.
Sunrise.
You want to talk about Sunrise? Tell me
tell
how
you
great.
about Sunrise.
You
just
tell
great food.
Tell them about Sunrise.
Great food for hipsters like myself. Just great food.
You are.
Great food there at Sunrise. The chorizo bowl is excellent. The shrimp and grits. The fried green tomatoes, the fresh fruit, the sweet tea, the Sunrise. What's it called?
Yeah, the biscuit Sammys.
The biscuit sandwiches, the great man. The Sunrise mimosa,
squarish biscuits that are nice.
The mimosas off the chain. You can get those any time of day there at Sunrise. They have a nice patio for those of you who like to eat outside.
Absolutely.
Social distancing is enforced there as well. Just a great crew.
You can you can go right by and pick up on the way to work. They're right there at Jefferson near the medical district, right where downtown and the medical district kind of meet. Just drive up in there, go in the side door, grab a bag, boom, there you go. You're good to go. It's Sunrise. It's awesome. Sunrise901.com for more information. Just go and check it out there.
Yeah, the cinnamon roll's pretty dope too. The cinnamon roll's pretty
Go ahead with whatever you were going to say.
Yeah, shout out to the NBA again. Just wanted to make sure I drill that in. Shout out to the NBA for getting this bubble done. In spite of people like Peter Edmiston, who came on these same radio waves and just had so many reasons why the NBA bubble wasn't going to work. Because during times, even before I was on the show, I would tune in to listen to my friend Peter Edmiston and all these reasons why the bubble wouldn't work. But it was, the people in housekeeping and breathing hard and all these things. Players running up and down the court, breathing hard, and the the people in housekeeping and all these reasons why the bubble wasn't going to work. Shout out to the NBA bubble, in spite of my friend Peter Emerson's daily efforts to not see the bubble happen. So shout out to the NBA for that. You guys anything to say about that, Peter? No, I was wrong. No, y'all showed.
How many times?
Never. Not one time I've heard you say I was wrong about the bubble.
We talked about it like 2 weeks ago.
No,
I
it
said
might
I
have
was
been you
wrong.
and CJ. It might have been you and CJ. It wasn't me.
No, it was you. No, it was with you because you brought the same thing up, and I said I was wrong.
Okay,
Totally.
we're good. That's good.
But I'll say it again if you would like me to.
I got to hear about.
Should
Luka
I start
Doncic.
every show?
I
Should I
gotta
start
hear about
every
Luka
show
Doncic for the next 20,
I know.
20
Should I
years,
start?
man.
How many times do you want me to do it? I said
you're right, man.
I was wrong. I was wrong about the whole thing. They've done a great job. They covered like almost every conceivable scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Even Daniel House, in
spite of Dwight
in his
Howard.
room and stuff, and Dwight Howard, and somehow they've managed to make it work. So,
But you know who the only goofball was who got kicked out of the bubble because he had COVID-19? Of course, he was the only one. Michael Beasley.
He didn't even get to the bubble, did he?
He got
there. He got it
sent
before
him back.
even.
He got it en route, I guess. They sent him right
Because
back.
they can't even let him in the bubble. So, no. This ain't gonna
He
work.
might have even had it. He was like, "No, we just need, just go home."
Bruno Caboclo, went out to get some wings or something and ends up breaking the bubble by accident. No, man, I was wrong about that. I mean, they spent like I said, they spent a huge amount of money and that they've spent it well because they have huge testing that's done every single day. They have constant monitoring, where you go, how close you are to people, all that stuff. They did a great job of keeping it very thoughtful and trying to think through all different scenarios that could have happened. So yeah, man, shout out to them. I just want to know how many times do I have to say it? Well, before we can.
Y'all, I got to hear about Luka.
Have I paid my penance?
Y'all hit me up every time Luka make a free throw. I have somebody in my mention. So,
but see, I'm done. But I'm done with it. I've already raked you over the coals over that one. So I'm done.
Okay.
You raked me over the coals over this one now, dude. You can keep doing it if you want to.
No, I'm good, man. I'm
Listen,
glad. I guess I want to pay
I'm gonna
attention.
say it one more time. I was wrong.
How wrong were you?
How about that? Very wrong.
I agree.
What was that?
I'll show you in a minute.
I'll bet you will.
After the break, I'll show you.
Sane, by the way, is texting me and Zach videos of his virtual baby being born.
It's getting out of hand, man.
It's getting out of
hand.
hand.
Look at that brown baby, man.
Oh, hey!
Look at that brown baby. He was 2 days old. Yeah. He was 2 days. No, he was 2 days old about an hour or so ago. Look at him.
That's unbelievable.
Look at him. The miracle of life, miracle of childbirth, man.
Have you just been clicking the whole show?
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
I will admit that.
Yes, he has.
I've been tapping away the whole show. Look at that. Look at that miracle of modern life, man.
It was a little zygote just an hour ago.
He was
now look at
look at him now. He's ready to pop. He's 2 months away. He's ready to pop.
Hopefully he'll be born before the show.
Yeah, because I actually want to show his birth. I'm gonna actually want to show his birth on.
Please don't.
No,
no. The video stream. We'd love a video stream. We're trying to get people to watch the video stream. We don't need to do that.
So if I have a breaking interruption, just know it's because little Orangelo was about to come into this world. I've already named his name. It's gonna be Orangelo. It's gonna be spelled like orange jello, but it's gonna be Orangelo. Orangelo Sane.
Lamangelo.
Yeah, Lamangelo. I might just call him like Sane. That'd be dope too, like Bo.
Yeah, that's right. Credit shout out before we take this break to Davis Thompson, an amateur who is leading the U.S. Open 3 under par through 9 holes. Absolutely incredible. I don't know how long that's going to go, but man, that's quite something. Dustin Starr coming up after the break. We're going to talk a little wrestling with Dustin. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Hi, folks. Good news for bargain hunters and bandits from the Chevy Sheriff in Collierville. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Chevy. Over 500 Chevys and used cars in stock just in time for the Sunrise Low Price Rodeo. Factory rebates up to $7,500. Sunrise discounts high as $8,000. And don't forget, Sunrise specializes in secondary financing. Need a good body shop? Bring it to Sunrise. We work on all makes and models. Remember, you can bring your Chevy to Sunrise for service no matter where you bought it. Buy American and buy from Sunrise. Find new roads to the Sunrise Chevy Ranch. 385 in Houston Levy and Collierville. Chevy's cost less at Sunrise, partner.
Dan Miller and Tony Baselli here from Westwood One with a Thursday night football preview. We'll get week 2 started with an AFC North division game when Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns host the Cincinnati Bengals and their number 1 overall draft pick, Joe Burrow. Tony, what'd you think of the top picks debut last week?
Dan, I think the only thing Joe Burrow could have done better is win the game. He looks the part, and he showed so much poise down the stretch. He threw a touchdown to A.J. Green that should have won the game if it wasn't offensive pass interference. And I think the most impressive thing is what A.J. Green said about him. He said, Joe Burrow is special. Now in Cleveland, they have a little bit of a different feeling after getting blown out by the Baltimore Ravens.
Should be a good one. Join us for the Bengals at the Browns on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Napa know-how. Get all the quality parts you need at your locally owned Napa. Because right now, when you order from Napa online, you can pick up curbside at your local store in just 30 minutes. Or get your order delivered direct to your door with free one-day shipping and over 160,000 quality parts when you spend $35 or more. Quality parts delivered quickly and safely. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating stores, standard ground shipping and exclusions apply.
You hear the phrase all day, every day. In these uncertain times this, in these uncertain times that. Well, in these uncertain times, one thing I know for certain, you want you some Central Barbecue. Central Barbecue is open for you to dine in or carry out, online orders and curbside pickup. And another thing you could be certain about is this. We are doing everything in our power to keep you and our staff safe. You can be sure that everyone working at any Central Barbecue is following every safety protocol there is, and they'll encourage you to do the same. Come on in and get some Central Barbecue. And yes, your face covering is probably going to end up with some sauce on it. A small price to pay for safety.
Hey, Tiger fans, this is John Stacy of the Wolf Chase Honda Blue and Gray Show. You can hear Drew Barrett and I talk Tigers with Tigers every Sunday night at 5 right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7. You never know which Tigers great we'll have in the studio with us either. We'll get them to call in, too. We are your go-to show for Memphis Tigers football. That's the Wolf Chase Honda Blue and Gray Show right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to real sports talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 Traffic.
We have an injury crash that has been cleared up on Lamar Avenue south of I-240 at American Way. Just be aware that traffic might be a little slowed as all the lanes are open and clear. So that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
I think these women's songs are... Basically, you could have a really good party just playing this playlist. Yep. Like everyone be up dancing and moving and kind of got to have the glow sticks out and all that stuff. Yep. But yeah,
is that my girl? Who is it? Bailey?
No, this Alicia Fox.
You got to get Bailey and what's her name? Becky Lynch in there, man. You got to find a way to get that.
That's
we ran out of time on those.
No, we haven't. We haven't.
Okay. Gotcha. I like Bailey. I like the good before Bailey was a heel when she came out with the blow up things. I think that was pretty cool.
You like that?
Super positive. Yeah, I used to like it.
Yep. Well, not anymore.
Yeah,
it's 2020, buddy. You can't.
Bailey.
No super positivity allowed.
Yeah, even Bailey is deflated her. She came out literally and deflated her blow up things.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And we all have, metaphorically speaking. Davis Thompson, the amateur, is still your leader at the U.S. Open, 3 under par, one-shot lead over Harris English and Rory McIlroy. Corey Connors. Tiger Woods is out on the course. It's been a little bit of a up and down kind of start. Tiger had a couple bogeys, then birdied, and now he's in some trouble on the 8th hole. 1 over par. Brutal conditions. Greens are super duper fast. Like as you would expect, rough is very thick. Greens are comically fast. So it's very tough conditions out there for the U.S. Open. Weird that the U.S. Open is happening now, but it is, and so that's where we are. Now, joining us on this beautiful day. It's going to be nice. Weather's going to be good through the rest of the weekend. It's going to be great. Perfect time to go outside and enjoy yourself. And maybe you can enjoy yourself with by checking out some of Championship Wrestling on Saturday, or maybe listening to the Grind City Wrestling podcast, or who knows, lots of different ways to do it. But you can do it with our friend Dustin Starr, who joins us now. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but all 5. Dustin, 5-star. Good morning, Dustin.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. You know, Thursday means it's bell time. We get to talk some wrestling. How you guys doing?
Woo! Good, brother. How you doing?
Ding, 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 ding,
I like
ding.
that. Woo!
That's exactly. Woo! All right, let's get after it. So how are you and Maria and the little your son, and then the other the little one to be growing? How's there?
Oh man, baby Star inside the belly, man. He is elbow dropping the belly button. Like it's not like you can feel the little kicks right now. You can actually see the little kicks now. I mean, if you just look at her belly, you can.
He's working
it's
stiff,
like a tremor. Yeah, he's definitely working stiff in there. And then I heard you guys talking a little bit about like virtual learning and stuff. So our son Brady, he's 12. He's doing the virtual learning, and he's killing it, man. To me, it's just all about schedule. If you're able, I know some people aren't able, but fortunately for us, we're kind of able to do that. He goes to a private school, but they have the option of going in or doing virtual, and so we're just trying to be as safe as we can be and do it virtual. But he's doing great, man. Everybody's doing great, and the countdown is on.
Yeah, we talked about virtual babies too. Dustin.
I heard that. I'm not.
Don't leave that out. All babies matter, man. All babies matter.
You don't even want to. No, you don't want to know anything about this. This is Sane is messed up. Oh God, stop showing the virtual fetus or whatever that is.
Oh, he's past fetus, man. He's ready to pop. He's 8 months, 4 days, 8 hours, man.
Wow. All right.
He's ready to blow. He's ready to bring.
He's playing the worst game I've ever seen. I've seen some bad ones. This is the worst one I've ever seen. Oh my God.
Percy and Mercy saying.
You gotta have a wrestling name. You gotta pick out a wrestling name. I know that when we were trying to name baby Reese, we came up. The name was Reese. We're gonna name our baby Reese. Yeah, and so every single
named
name
after the member of the flock. Are you named after the member of the flock?
Right. I was trying to get the connection there.
But you're right. Like every name that we came up with, or every name she said, I had a wrestler to go with it, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, would you please just stop?" But every name, and actually, there's a soccer player, 901 FC, Reese Buckmaster. So I don't know very many people named Reese. And so that's kind of why we picked it. But then, of course, doing PA for the 901 FC, it's like, oh, Reese Buckmaster. And then Reese from the flock did come in my mind, but I immediately erased that thought because, well, you know why.
Yes.
Just not that popular of a wrestler, man. I don't want my kid named after Reese from the flock.
Right.
No offense.
We were going to name our kid, Steve after Steve Lombardi, the Brooklyn Brawler, but we said no, probably not a great idea.
Well, maybe Steve Austin, not Steve Lombardi.
There you go.
Yeah.
Barry, no, Steve Lombardi. Barry Horowitz. That's where we're going with our.
I knew you were going to say Barry Horowitz. Pat yourself on the back real quick.
Well, I'm thinking
Rip Rogers.
I'm thinking Sainsuke Nakamura might be his name.
Oh,
Oh,
well, I like
hey,
that.
that's pretty good.
That's
Yeah,
not
he might
bad.
be it. Sainsuke. That's his name.
Very good. I like that. Not bad.
Ooh, as long as you get that dope theme music whenever he comes
Yeah.
into the room. That's what I want to hear. That violin,
The live
all
violin.
that stuff.
The live
That's
version,
fantastic.
yeah, it's the best one.
All right, so saying before we get into, Dustin, before we get into all the wrestling news and discussion of what's going on, I'd have to ask you, because we talked about this last week, and I've been curious about it. As a worker, you're a worker. You're in the ring. You're out there. You're taking bumps. You're putting on matches. You're putting the whole thing together. It's a lot. It's a lot happening. It's difficult. It's physically taxing, and you've got to be on your toes and be thinking about it all the time. And when you're taking various moves, some of them are tougher than others. Some of them, they all hurt, but some hurt a lot more than others. So give me some of the most difficult moves to take as a worker when you're in the ring. What hurts like for real the most when you're like, geez, I can't believe I have to do. This is gonna be.
Oh man, yeah. There are several moves, especially nowadays as I get a little bit older, that are just totally off limits. Like there's just no way. And I see this on AEW, even WWE. These guys are taking these bumps that are absolutely crazy. But I was actually, I mean, the ones that you would think hurt the most do hurt the most, like being powerbombed. I mean, there's so many risks involved with being powerbombed. Unless the guy sits down with you, which like a sit-down powerbomb, that's a little bit easier. But you're literally trusting a guy to pick you up and deliver you flat on your back. Of course, you can land on your head. You can land on your shoulders. It's extremely painful. So I've taken very few of those in my career. The choke slam, and not for just obvious reasons, but when you have a guy that's standing flat-footed in the middle of the ring, hopefully in the middle of the ring, and when you land, he kind of takes away, and I don't want this to sound, weak, but there's a little bit of spring in the ring. There's a little bit of padding, just enough to where if you land just right, you can kind of get that little bounce, and it takes away some of the impact. Well, if there's a big guy, that's 250 pounds or whatever that's picking you up, even if you get up really high, when you land, his feet standing flat-footed right next to you takes away some of that cushion, that impact. And it's like splat. It's the worst. I've been choke slammed on my head, and that was a while back, probably 20 years ago, and I was concussed. Didn't know where I was, didn't know how I got there, and of course, back then, I don't know if it was as big a deal as it is now, so my buddies were just messing with me. I would, how'd you get here? And, they would just mess with me during this. I had no idea what was going on, no idea how I got there, but I learned because I never took a choke slam from somebody I didn't trust again. So those, just the impact of those, and really, I mean, we kind of underestimate the chop. And even worse than the chop, because the chop hurts like hell. Just imagine. So you guys should do this in studio one day. Take your shirt off, chop each other as hard as you can on the chest. It'd be good radio. We could hear the big slap and just see exactly how it feels.
Woo!
I think I'm good on it. I don't think
Man, it hurts. But even worse than the chop is getting slapped in the face.
Oh, yeah.
I have been almost knocked unconscious just by a slap to the face. You know how when you're doing a promo back and forth and, one of the wrestlers slaps another wrestler? The adrenaline is rolling so big that you could literally get knocked out from a slap. And it's happened to me. Or you get your eardrum busted. Those are some of the worst. But, even like I talked about this on the podcast. It's a little bit gross. But somebody asked me, have I ever pooped myself in the ring? and my Maria was like, I can't believe you answered that question. But the truth is, every single wrestler, I don't care who you are, you have taken a bump that you hit just right, and you're like, you immediately grip the mat like, oh no.
Like, uh-oh.
What is that?
What happened?
We got to take the mats home. So let's go home. But even a simple body slam, sometimes you hit the mat just right, and you freak out instantly. Like, oh no, what is that?
Oh man!
But they all.
I know of wrestlers who I don't know what your policy on this is, but I know of wrestlers that took great pains to empty their bowels before every match just to make sure that that there was no chance of any such shenanigans happening prior to that. Yes.
I'm sorry I even brought that up, but literally just taking a simple back bump, and I say simple, I mean, if anybody were to get in the ring and just take a back bump, it hurts. I mean, literally years and years of practice. I remember one time in training, I was 15 years old when I started training, and I got picked up and slammed kind of against my will type of thing, and I just didn't know how to protect myself at that time, and I wasn't big enough and just green as grass. And I rolled out of the ring, and I thought, man, maybe this isn't for me. And I really had to think about it because it hurt that bad. And if somebody is bigger than you and stronger than you, there's not much you can do once they get their hands on you sometimes, you know?
Dustin,
it's a trust thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry about that, bro. I find myself sometimes falling down YouTube rabbit holes of videos that are talking about wrestling sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I want to sound smart sometimes when you come on the air. So I was watching this video, and I was like, man, is that a real thing? So I said I was going to ask you about it. And the guy was saying that the art of selling moves is dying in professional wrestling, especially in AEW. They said in AEW, guys just flat out don't sell moves anymore. And that it's kind of like a moment fest. Like, it's like it's not even a wrestling match. It's all about spots and stuff like that. I was like, is that a real thing? Like, I know you would know because I know that you watch it a lot more than I do. Because they were saying that guys don't sell moves. They was like, AEW, they don't sell. Like, it's all about the next pop, the next big move or whatever. But it's not about guys aren't selling finishes right. Like, that's a lost art in wrestling. I was like, man, that's real. So I said I'd ask you.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's absolutely true. I mean, we can just go back a couple of weeks to the AEW All Out pay-per-view in one of the opening spots of Sammy Guevara versus Matt Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
They got themselves up on a platform really high, and Sammy speared Matt Hardy off of it, threw a table to the concrete floor. That was the opening of the match. They were still supposed to wrestle for another 20 minutes, but that was the opener of the match. So, I mean, to me, that's a finish. You're dead, and luckily for Matt Hardy, he came out of there okay, but he was knocked out, and he was in rough shape, and it stirred up the internet about how they need to protect their wrestlers and all that kind of stuff. But it's also up to the wrestlers to protect themselves, too. So you're right. If you look back in the 80s and 90s of Ricky Morton or Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, anytime Ric Flair chopped him, you see him sell all the way across the ring, and just the look on their face and everything, you could feel it. And it told a story like, oh, no, the good guy's in big trouble.
Right.
And nowadays, especially AEW, and that's their brand. That's just what they do. It's like a car crash. If you watched last night's AEW Dynamite, it was probably the best parking lot brawl that I've ever seen. So these guys are going through windshields of cars, going on top of the hoods of cars, through tables and all kinds of stuff, but they're getting back up and they're still fighting. Yeah, that makes them tough, but also, what's the finish?
Right.
How do you pin them if they get up from everything?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. The art of selling.
Well,
and on the local level here, you'll probably see a lot more of the selling and a lot less of the car crash type of stuff, especially for baby faces, or else the people, you got to give the people something to cheer for, and or else there's not a comeback. Yeah, right. But it's crazy nowadays.
Well, I think I personally, as a old school curmudgeon, I think that's a great point that you. And I remember hearing stories told from some of the old timers, Dustin, that I had a chance to talk to years ago, who would say that if you were in the opening few matches on the card and you pulled out any kind of major spot that really popped the crowd, the old timers that were in the main event would get mad at you because you're trying to sort of build up the crowd over time. You don't want to pop everybody so early that they're out of juice for the main event. Like it's sort of a status thing. like the biggest and the best along the cards get to do the bigger spots. But if someone's out here doing some crazy flips and things in the opening match, that now they're mad because they got to try to top that over the course. Does that ever happen where you say over the course of a card, like, we got to keep the crowd like at a certain level? You can't be out here, messing the crowd up for the later matches.
Yeah, I felt that especially starting out, where you think you have a good match and you come back and you're like, man, you did too much. It's like, what do you mean you did too much? Like, follow that, man, or whatever. But that kind of changed with my generation of wrestler, because if you watch pay-per-views now, or, sometimes on Raw or whatever, AEW, you'll see the Young Bucks start out the night, and they're spectacular. So on these pay-per-views and stuff, you'll see some of the best matches go on first. WrestleMania is a prime example. A lot of times you see one of the best matches on the card go on first because it's kicking off the night. It's like, here we go, this is what to expect. And then they'll kind of slow it down in the next couple of matches or whatever. But yeah, there's definitely been some locker room heat before where, a Lawler or a Dundee will come up and just with their arms crossed, kind of disappointed, like what was that? And you thought you had a great match. But as time passes, that's kind of gone away a little bit. The old school guys still do firmly believe that, no doubt about it. And they do get hot about it. It's like, well, what is everybody else going to do? If the fans literally see everything in the opening match, what can the main event do differently? And so that's one of those things where, in the prime example, using Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara, they weren't the main event, but they're landing off of scaffolds and through tables and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, it's like you want to put on a good show and you want to steal the show. I think that's probably true of every wrestler. Like, you want to get wherever you are on the card, you want to put on the best match you can. But if you throw out all the stunts and everything else, and if you're that makes it really makes it tough for everybody else. But I think I was listening to what you're asking about, and then like your comments about selling and all that. Like, I really think, it's a different generation of wrestling fan. I think the business is changing, and it's more about popping. To me, it's more about popping those short-term views, the YouTube clip, the clip on Twitter, the clip on social media. Here's the spot. Look what happened here. Look what happened there. And you do that sometimes at the expense of, telling the story within the match.
Yeah.
Or selling the idea of, oh, my knee has been hurt and now I can't walk and now I can't do my move, which relies on me putting pressure on my knee. I can't do it now because you've injured my knee. So now how do I respond to that? I got hurt last week and I still don't have, like guys, just that type of selling, you just don't see it at all anymore.
It's ring psychology. That's what they call it, ring psychology, where you have to bring logic to an illogical business in order to make people suspend disbelief, at least for that 10-minute match, to be like, whoa, okay, now that was real. Yeah. And a funny thing that we're talking about this is I mentioned my son Brady. He's 12 years old. He came downstairs the other day. I was watching some 1999 wrestling, a little bit more old school, but probably not old school to me and you, Peter. We've been watching so long, you know. Yeah. The 80s and 90s are basically old school, but I said, wait a second, if he's going to sit here and watch, because he doesn't watch wrestling anymore. I'm not sure how he kind of got out of it, but he's out of it almost all the way. Like, he doesn't even know who the Young Bucks are. So real quick thinking, I go, oh, I got to change this. So I said, hold on, while you're watching, let me turn this on. And I turned on the AEW pay-per-view, and I showed him the Young Bucks, and I showed him Jungle Boy, and I showed him Luchasaurus. And he was just like, that's the first time I've seen him pop watching wrestling in a long, long time, because, the older stuff, 99, 80s, 90s, whatever, he wouldn't watch that stuff. There's no way. But for him to see Kenny Omega and Hangman Page and the spectacular stuff they do, he's like, whoa, man, how did they do that? So now I look like a terrible wrestler to him because I can't do that stuff. But it was the one time in a long time that he sat down with Dad just to kind of watch some wrestling. I was like, I got to put on some updated stuff for him. I got to try to hook him again.
Yeah, I mean, it's different, man. It really is, and I think it's sad because I miss the old days. But you have to let the business, everything changes, so you have to kind of roll with it as best you can. Now, I know you guys will be talking a lot about what's going on with AEW, WWE. You were talking about some all kinds of good ratings news, I think, for AEW. Some questionable stuff WWE for sure. I know y'all talk about that and more on Grind City. And then I know Championship Wrestling coming up on Saturday. What's going on for you in the next few days, Dustin?
Man, so the show on Saturday, we got two big rematches, CC Chanel versus Vipers. Our women's division is awesome, guys. We even have a full playlist of the women's division on our YouTube channel. You can go there at CW30 Wrestling. And then we have a Heritage Championship match, which is another rematch. The show last week was so chaotic. Two of our feature matches didn't have finishes, and I hate that. So we booked these rematches. Comes on at noon on Saturday on CW30, and then you can watch and chat live with us on YouTube Premiere at CW30 Wrestling. But also, I'm going to see Superstar Bill Dundee this weekend. We're doing a very, very limited event, and there's only a couple of general admission tickets left. You can go to championshipwrestlingmemphis.com for those. But we've partnered up with Growlers in Memphis. It's right across from the zoo, right in that area.
Right.
And we're going to do a big Q&A. And Bill had a movie that was supposed to come out during the pandemic. So this will actually be the first time that we watch the movie Screecher, which features Bill Dundee for the first time ever. And we're limited to like 25 tickets, taking temperature checks, masks. If you come without a mask, we're giving you a mask. So the rules are very, very strict, or else we couldn't do this, especially at Bill's age. But it's going to be a lot of fun to see the Superstar and 5-Star on the stage together. Hopefully there's not a fight that breaks out.
Come on. Okay, surely not. Come on now.
I don't know, man. He might daddy jack me. That's what his that punch.
Well,
yeah, that's what he calls that punch, that stiff right hook. He calls it the daddy jack. So hopefully I won't get punched in the face on that one.
My rule is if I ever get daddy jacked, then somebody's gonna get hurt. I can't promise. Whatever happens after that, I can't. Nobody daddy jacks me and gets away with it. Dustin Starr, thank you very much as always. Sane, is our baby born yet?
No, we'll go as soon as we come back from the break. We're gonna have that ready. Sane will be born live.
Sane is about to be born.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good,
very very excited.
Good luck on that.
Yes, very kind of you to say. Thanks, Dustin. Appreciate it, Dustin Starr.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Our good friend, always fun talking to Dustin. We'll do it every single week as we continue here. Looking at the U.S. Open leaderboard, Davis Thompson now 4 under par. The amateur, who is this guy? Killing the course right now. A 2-shot lead. This is an incredible story. So we'll keep you updated on that, plus the birth of Sane's digital baby when we return. And from the Leisure Studios, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
R&R on Sports, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m., Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1. Don't miss us.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage. Factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this. 10. There it is. Nice work, man. You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I got to tell you, taking Nugenix makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The big hurt, right?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is Testofen, which helps boost free testosterone levels and increase lean muscle mass.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yeah, Nugenix is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance.
Man, I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
No problem. You just got to send them a text. Text BICEP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BICEP to 42424. That's BICEP to 42424.
Summertime and the living is easy. No more cutting or paying utilities. Literally, you guys, Town Village Audubon Park, nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, theme dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
How are we doing on this baby?
We are. What a perfect song to come in with, too, man. Bailey, just so positive. We are 8 months, 4 weeks, 6 days, 16 hours. Every click is worth 4 more hours. So he's 2 clicks away from being born into this world.
All right, well, let's see it.
All right, let's make it happen. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the button.
I'm not around the live stream right here. Around the live stream right
live
here.
Baby stream.
Okay, there's 1 click, okay?
I'm not watching.
Yep.
That took him to 20.
Now,
he's 100%.
This is 100% baby complete.
Are y'all ready? Hold on, y'all ready? Y'all ready?
100% baby.
Y'all ready for this? Here it is. Uh-oh.
Oh, here it
Your
comes.
baby is now 9 months old. It's ready to be born.
Ready to be born.
Let's cut the cord, baby. Let's cut the cord.
Are you cutting it? There it is.
Let's cut the cord.
So you oh, yeah, congratulations. Oh, my God. This has got to be the dumbest thing that has ever happened on these
Just
airwaves.
takes me back, man, to when Gabe came into this world. We cut his
You gonna
mom's
have a
stomach
girl
open.
or boy?
He's going to have a boy. We're going to name him Sainsuke Sane. Great.
This
is now let's give him a name. Sainsuke.
All right,
Hold on.
Saints. and then these kids will immediately be orphaned, digital orphans.
Right, because I'm going to delete that soon after this. Sainsuke.
That's
there
right,
it is.
Sainsuke. Yeah, that's it.
Then I rewarded some more DNA for my next baby. I can make,
congratulations.
I've unlocked more DNA. Look at him. Look at that beautiful brown baby with just straight hair in his head.
I know. Look at that.
Oh, man. It was a proud moment in my life.
The fact that you had to have a white baby first.
Yeah, I had to have a white baby first. It's racist.
Fantastic. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean racist. my bad. Yes. So we got a little breaking news here. The Charlotte, North Carolina football game is being postponed this weekend. Do you have any guess as to why?
Too many kids were playing virtual baby games. Got distracted. Not ready to play.
Close. Nope. Shocking, but COVID yet again with another W this weekend, taking out North Carolina. Charlotte. Apparently, Charlotte had a offensive lineman that had a positive test, and because the offensive lineman, obviously with his position group, they all had to quarantine, and now he's out, which means that they can't play the game because they don't have any offensive linemen. So you can chalk that up another game that will not be played this weekend. So there you go. Bad news there. As far as the college football world is concerned, the rest of there will be some games this weekend, but again, next weekend is really kind of starts to pop off a little bit better. I mean, this weekend's slate of games is seriously just Miami, Louisville's like that's pretty much it. Like everything else is just oh boy. Tough news as Michigan is trying to return on like everyone else in the Big Ten starting October 23rd and 24th. Michigan quarterback Dylan McCaffrey is opting out of the season and is looking to transfer. It looks like Joe Milton will end up being the starting quarterback there. He will graduate. McCaffrey will graduate in December, have 2 years of eligibility remaining, so he wants to come back, I guess, in more advantageous circumstances. Also, Nico Collins is out as well for Michigan and has signed with an agent. They've also lost a couple of key players, right tackle Jalen Mayfield, cornerback Ambry Thomas. They've already declared for the draft, Christian Turner as well. So it's interesting the timing of that thing. That everyone's talking about opting out, or everyone's talking about coming back, and then they come back, and then the quarterback opts out almost immediately. So there you go. From the University of Memphis standpoint, they confirmed that there are 46 cases that they are dealing with in a cluster, but they are pushing back on the idea that 42 of them came from the football team, though that is what has been reported from the commercial appeal, as per from a health department source there, I believe. Health department is the one that's saying that it's a 42 from the football team, but apparently the University of Memphis is disagreeing with that. They issued a statement yesterday that said, in total, since June 5th, the athletic department has conducted over 3,500 COVID-19 tests and has had 81 positive results, with 46 being considered active. All others have fully recovered. Due to privacy concerns, names will not be released, and impacted sports will not be identified. However, a recent report that attributed 42 current cases to the football program is significantly overstated. I will just say privacy concerns, HIPAA, all the stuff that they bring up, I don't think that you have any need to worry about that with regard to the sport. I get not putting people's names out there, but the sport and identifying groups, there should be no problem with that at all. Other universities are doing that. That is I think, fair and legitimate public health interest, and I think it's kind of a dodge for them not to discuss that. I also think in keeping it so close to the vest, they lose a lot of credibility with regard to trying to dispute reports coming from the health department and others, because they have been so secretive with this information. So it's hard to fully take them 100% seriously in that regard.
Yeah.
What say you, Anthony? Saying
this, we in the bad spot, man. I don't know. I think I've got more faith in high school kids than I do in these college kids actually doing right, as far as, like I said, man, I think that college campus environment, we talked about bubbles. I think that's the total opposite of a bubble. They're in an enclosed space with no rules and no one really holding them accountable. So it's the kind of stuff that's going to happen. Yeah.
Do you think that, is it at this point now, like, should the university be issuing and talking about specifics about the football team? Should we see more about what if they dispute the numbers? Are they then obligated to give the numbers about who's out there, what's going on? Should they be doing that?
Say it again. Should they? As far as
should they be doing? Like, if they're going to dispute, like, the fact that they dispute that the report about 46 or 42 cases coming from the football team, they dispute that report. They say that's significantly overstated in their terms. But if they're going to do that, do they not have the obligation to issue more
they should tell us
information, specific information on the football team?
If you're saying that they're lying, well, say what the number is then, like, if that's the case.
I don't think anyone's asking for a specific list of players.
Yeah.
I mean, some schools are even, doing that. Like, that's not, unheard of. But, and we talked about before, the contact tracing aspect of all of this is a really significant barrier. And getting information out there is a significant barrier because, I mean, like in other countries, like it's like person X who lives in apartment G has COVID. Like they're just letting you know, like that's, hey, watch out. And the privacy is not as respected and as big of an issue. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's just that certainly helps in terms of containing the virus because you know, okay, well this person's got, I got to watch out because clearly this is going. I think there's a public health benefit to that. That isn't nothing. So I think they kind of are obligated to be a little more open with that information if they want their credibility to continue to be observed, and if they want to continue to dispute this stuff over and over again without adding more to it. I don't think that's really very beneficial, and I don't think that there's any HIPAA reason not to.
I think that's all.
I think it's a public health benefit to do it.
I think saying the total number that's not a violation of anything, and we know what the situation is, COVID-19. So it's not like you're releasing someone saying that they had some other disease or some other situation going on. Like we know what the issue is. You're stating that from the beginning. So it's not like you're playing the game. You can see what 20 guys are not in the game. You just say, okay, well he must have had COVID-19. You're basically no one's playing, so we don't know who those 20 individuals are. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
Well, and that's it's again, it's none of this is easy for anybody, but that's certainly part of the discussion. Grizzlies did not have anybody on the All NBA teams. So,
no, not this year.
Not really surprising there. But they did talk to Georgetown center Omar Yurtseven.
I saw that, but I didn't see that. I saw a guy said that on Facebook, but I didn't see it anywhere else. Like who?
No, Drew Hill's is written about it in the Daily Mail.
Oh, Drew wrote about it. Okay. No, why I didn't see that nowhere? Because maybe I spelled the dude's name wrong or something. Because I couldn't find anything about it.
You probably did. Omar Yurtseven. 22-year-old 7-footer, outside shooter, Turkish, played for Georgetown, played for NC State. They had the Zoom interview.
What say you?
It's fine. Didn't do a whole lot for me.
So,
okay.
JP's out the door?
No. No. I mean, I honestly, like, I gotta dig into the draft because the NBA is set now. November 18th, the day before my birthday, is the tentative draft day at this point. So everybody that's got like gift ideas and stuff, I mean, that's awesome. Just hold off on those until one day after the draft, and then go ahead and just
Your birthday is when?
That'd be great. Day after the draft, November 19th. So
you turned 41 then?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude, I'm older than you.
Yep.
My birthday is November the 3rd.
How about that?
Yeah.
Both of us are Valentine's Day babies.
What you trying to say, man? My mom, my dad?
Yes. Correct. I'm saying Valentine's Day, your mom and your dad got freaky, and 9 months later, here comes little Anthony Saint.
Little Saint.
Just like me.
Little Saint Skate Saint.
Saint Skate, that's right. Saint Skate Saint. That's right. Just like me. February 14th, 1979, my parents were getting down.
Isn't that amazing? So you're saying I came probably a couple weeks early?
Mm-hmm. Week or two. I mean, that's all within the scope of, And I was a little bit late because I was a big baby. I was 10 pounds at birth, so, I was ready to roll. So anyway, we're Valentine's Day, so that's the point. I'm just saying all the gifts for me in particular, just hold those off until after the draft, and then go ahead and send those in.
Well, you can send me mine now.
Letters, appreciate that. Anything like that, just to honor my birthday or anything like that. That's great. I would appreciate it. It's just great to do. Zach, you too. I'll send you my Amazon wish list, stuff like that. If you want to buy me a present or anything like that, I'll go ahead and just put that out there for folks.
Zach, can a woman get you Valentine's chocolate for Valentine's Day?
Well, I mean, I accept the chocolate.
He won't eat it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna throw it back in her face.
No.
Just stunned Anthony Saint.
What if she wants to give you other things for Valentine's Day?
Other things like what?
You tell me. Tell me what's off limits. Tell me what you don't want for your female friend to give you on Valentine's Day?
No high price, expensive gifts.
What about a baby around November?
No baby. Okay. I'm not ready. Not ready.
I don't know that you're in danger of having that happen. Certain events have to transpire for that to be a possibility.
Yeah. Definitely not ready. Not ready at all. It's okay for those that are listening. It's okay to say to tell people you're not ready. It's fine.
Yeah, have you ever been in that situation before?
No, I have not. I have not like request to have like give somebody a baby.
No one's ever asked that of you?
No.
Give me a baby. Give me a baby.
No, not that I could think of.
So you would take some vegan chocolate? What if it was vegan chocolate?
No, no.
It's the caffeine.
If anybody wants, it
sounds disgusting.
They can't like infuse caffeine in the vegan chocolate. How do they do that? How does that work?
I don't know.
It's not the same stuff. It's like carob or something. It's
it's carob.
Jackfruit.
It's carob.
Yeah. Is it jackfruit? I'll just say, if anybody out there, 67129, if any of the ladies are listening out there and you want to request Zach give you a baby,
you run out,
you
want a November baby.
You're probably gonna have to you may have to convince him, but he is here, and we'll go ahead and set that up for you. 67129 again.
Funny thing. Now that I just mentioned this, I just thinking about this. Somebody did actually like. somebody did actually.
Okay. Where are we going here?
That. No, it was like. Went to school, cool and everything. And so like one day, like she told me that she liked me. I'm like, fam, like why didn't you tell me this? But she moved, and so I'm like, okay,
you almost got you.
It's cool, it's whatever. And so like one day we were just talking or whatever, and she was like,
we're talking,
just chit chatting. Like I'm just just cooling, and so and so then next thing you know, she was like saying like we're getting married, we're having kids, we're gonna move to like a big city.
Might as well do this. Girl, let's just get married.
and she was like telling me like,
she asked you to marry her?
Yeah, that's what she said. I said,
what?
We are like we doing that?
Yeah, is that?
And then she said, and then she said, oh, and we're having triplets as well. I'm like, really?
She fertile.
I'm like, really? Like, I was like, listen, I don't think I'm capable of making that happen. Like, I don't know if we can. I don't know. I mean, it's a very slim.
Capable of making it. You're certainly capable of making it happen. That's really.
It's a very slim chance for you to have triplets on the first go round. Like I'm not sure who have triplets on the first go round, but it's a very slim possibility.
It happens. I mean, it happens. It happens. You wouldn't be the first.
It wouldn't. But
congratulations, Zach, on you avoiding that. We got to take a break. Let's think about if anybody else wants to see if Zach wants to father their children. 67129 on that text line. Go ahead and give him a call. 360-82.
Yeah, you might want to stick to the phone app.
Probably a good idea.
They got apps for that too, man. If you
give you the update on what's going on in the U.S. Open, among other things. As we wrap up, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
I'm John Conway with Conway Services. When was the last time you had your air conditioning system tuned up? What about your heating system safety check? Good news, you can get both at the same time this month. Call Conway Services for our 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-Up on your air conditioning system for only $69. We'll remove years of dirt, grime, and leaves from your air conditioning system. It's like taking your air conditioner to a car wash, all for only $69. And we'll include a heating system safety check at no charge. That's right, Conway Services 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-Up for only $69, and we'll include a heating system safety check at no charge, making sure your heating system is ready for this winter. If that's not enough, we'll include a carbon monoxide test, all for only $69. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company at 384-3511. And call this week, and we'll perform your super tune-up for only $57 with a free heating system safety check.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
I'm here with the great Pat Donahue from the Rendezvous Restaurant Shipping Department.
Thanks, Brett. We've been shipping our ribs all over the country now for decades from our USDA-inspected shipping kitchen in the Pinch District. We hand-cook our ribs in pits that Mr. Charlie built over charcoal, just like they do at the restaurant.
So what comes in a rib box?
We could do pork shoulder, we could do ribs, our sauce, seasoning, baked beans, coleslaw. We'll even throw in Pancho's cheese dip with our nacho boxes. We also put a bag of Rendezvous seasoned popcorn, heating instructions, some chef hats, some wet naps, and some other helpful tips from our kitchen. We ship our ribs overnight, exclusively FedEx. And we put them in nice packaging. We don't ever want to use styrofoam, so we use corrugated cardboard, actually 2 boxes that fit nice together, so the ribs get to you, your loved ones, or your clients in a safe, wholesome manner. Rendezvous ribs are perfect for out-of-town clients, customers, loved ones. We also ship ribs for any occasion.
Where do we order these great ribs?
You can go to www.hogsfly.com or give us a call at 1-888-464-7359.
Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous Restaurant in the alley since 1948.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a Thursday night football preview. Coming up, it's AFC North Division action with Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. The number 1 overall draft pick, Joe Burrow, and the Bengals lost a close one in their opener to the Chargers. Cleveland also dropped their opener to the Ravens in the first game for new Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski.
Yes, this game is a game of inches. That's why we love it, because these teams are so close to each other. That game got away from us. You know, it's hard to say it was a close game because it wasn't. But it's our job to make sure that we look at those little things, those plays of inches, and make sure we find a way to make them next time we're presented with them.
Dan Miller and Tony Baselli will have the call from Cleveland when the Bengals meet the Browns on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, 0 heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. 0 heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, you can get a 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $26.99. An incredible oil for an unbeatable price from the best car people around. Making this deal the best of the best of the best of the best of the best deals around. That's Mobil 1, only $26.99. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 9/30/20.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Like playing some Tony Hawk. You know, listen to this.
The man, Becky Lynch.
Texter wants to know 10 pounds at birth. How much of that was in your head? Most of it. I looked like baby Stewie. That was me. I was a 10-pound baby. So was legit 10 pounds. Big old baby.
How much is in your head?
Yeah.
8 pounds. Of
like I said,
brain.
I look like baby Stewie. I look like baby Stewie, basically. That's what it looked like. Just a giant dome.
Who also looked like Fred Savage.
Yeah. I mean, by the time I was 6 or 7, I looked exactly like Fred Savage in the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
I mean, like dead on. So if you wonder what I look like as a kid, that's exactly what I look like.
Yeah, we had that discussion on the air. So yeah.
Now, nobody's texted in yet about wanting Zach to have their baby, but I assume that's just probably because there were so many that they just overwhelmed the system.
Yeah,
so,
I think
hopefully those will start coming.
Yeah,
through.
they started kind of weighing the options. Like, man, Zach is bald at 20, so do I really want that type of DNA situation? Pass.
Or it's just the fact that I still don't want a baby right now.
The follicles are problematic, so that is an issue. But got to think about that a little bit going forward. Good point. The All NBA teams, no surprise. Giannis, James Harden, Luka. Boy, have you got to apologize again? Probably. Luka, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, the All NBA. First team, second team, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, Pascal Siakam, Kawhi Leonard, Nikola Jokic, and then third team, Ben Simmons, Russell Westbrook, Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, and Rudy Gobert.
And when I saw a guy, comparing Luka to Penny Hardaway, one of the things I said was, man, freaking Penny Hardaway was all NBA first team his second year in the league. Let me know when Luka does it.
Well,
gosh darn it, Luka, you did it again.
I got some breaking news for you.
Yep. Will you stop it, Luka Doncic?
We will talk about the game 2 of the.
It's going down.
Eastern Conference is going down tonight. Looking forward to that. On top of that, also we've got the U.S. Open that continues. Davis Thompson, the amateur, is still in the lead at 4 under par. Justin Thomas making a little bit of a move up to 3 under par. Rory McIlroy at 2.
Cordell Head
just drained.
Cordell Head.
Tyrell is had a bit of a problem spot. Tyrell
tripping on him, man.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's down to 2 over par. Rough for Tyrell.
It's a system. They don't want the man to win, man.
But an actual black golfer, Tiger Woods, though, just hit a big long birdie putt at 9. So he's had an up and down front 9, but he's even par through 10 holes.
Yep.
So I'm sure the boys will talk about that coming up on middays, among many other things. Thanks to Dustin Starr. Thanks to Sane. Thanks to Zach. Thanks to me. Everybody, have a great Thursday. We'll talk to you in the morning.